Hi, everybody. Welcome to Gals, Gays, and Days. I think we're on air now, right?
Yeah.
Yay! Mariah loves to keep it happening on Friday. Just excuse me. Oh, what's happening? Here you go. That's Welcome to the show. It's ModPod Studio Live presents Gals, Gays, and Days.
Get that mic.
Every Tuesday and Friday at 2 p.m. I'm not talking into the microphone. There was
Luckily,
a lot
your
of
voice,
stuff happening right
your voice
now.
carries, so it picked
I
up.
love how excited I was about not saying anything into any microphone. There we go. Okay. Hi, Mariah. Hi, Becky.
Hi.
How's everybody doing? And then I'm like, what's that on my back? I asked for it. We're all throwing ourselves into place. So first and foremost, welcome to ModPod Studio Live presents Gals, Gays, and Days. We're on every Tuesday and Friday from 2 to 5 or 2 to whenever. Fridays is our unscripted day, so welcome to that. Mariah, Becky, and I are in studio today, and we're having a lot of fun. Fridays is also the day that we do our TikTok videos, because who's not trying to make it on TikTok? Come on.
True.
Let's be honest. I mean, we have an eggplant. We've got a little rainbow cowboy hat. You put those together, that's TikTok.
In a nutshell, yes.
Basically, like, who knows? My point is, you never know what's going to explode on TikTok. Like, literally,
Oh, yeah.
what I believe is cool at 45 and what is actually cool by the mainstream world in the 20s, which is, let's be honest, that's who decides everything, is not the same thing, as it turns out. Like, sometimes I find myself filming a TikTok video based entirely on faith and hope on my end, because I have no idea. And actually, this is probably a lot of people in Hollywood can relate to this moment where they, you know, you might have built up a major career. You may be like Timothy Chalamet, or like, you know, who played in La La Land? I love her.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, right?
Stone.
And then you're like, oh, I'm going to work with this director. They've got this new amazing project. And then you put all your trust in that person's vision. And that might be the moment where they went crazy. And then there goes your career as well. Or it's amazing. And the truth is that a lot of people's careers have been made by filmmakers who have just taken a liking to them. I mean, we look at like so many crossover like how many different times have Tom Hanks and Ron Howard worked together?
And I was going to say Judd Apatow and
There
like
you go.
Seth Rogen.
Judd Apatow, Seth Rogen, James Franco.
Yeah.
Who else is in that posse? What's Judd Apatow's wife's name?
Leslie Mann.
Leslie Mann.
And then
She's in that.
their daughter is in Euphoria.
Exactly.
Oh. Maud Apatow, she plays Lexi. That's
Oh, I
their
didn't
daughter.
know that.
Yeah.
That's the sister of
Iris.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And oddly,
know
she
Iris?
was born in Los Banos.
Oh.
Los-
She made it out of the gutters, guys.
Ooh. Maud? Maud?
Maud?
Are you talking about Maud?
Maud or are we talking about Euphoria?
Oh, Maud, yes. Like,
Who are we talking about?
One
Who
of
was
the
that?
actresses was born in Los Banos.
Oh, in Euphoria.
Becky's like, I don't know what
I was
everyone's
like-
talking about, but I heard Euphoria,
I was
so
like,
here's
Maud
my facts.
Apatow. I'm pretty sure Maud Apatow was probably born in like Beverly Hills.
Yes,
Considering her
I'm-
parents.
one of
right.
them was
Although-
actually born in Los Banos.
Probably
Actually,
like,
you know what? This will be a fun little thing. Why don't we on Fridays, when we're popping up with natural
Yeah.
conversation, do a little digging?
Mm-hmm.
So your goal right now, where does Judd Apatow live? Or is that his
is
daughter
that?
Maud Apatow? Is it Maud?
Well, where they live and where they were born is different. So supposedly she was born in Los Banos. So she probably
She's like, that's
Oh.
she was probably
feels-
like on the 5, stopped by, gave birth to a child, kept going down to LA.
Wait,
They were
where's
just
Los
passing
Banos?
Oh, it's up north. It's near. It's about an hour away from up north of Fresno, Modesto, Turlock area.
I think that was my problem. Was I thought Los Banos, you were just being like the bathrooms. Isn't Los Baños like? Doesn't that mean the bathrooms?
It does, and that's actually where I'm from.
The bathrooms.
I'm from the
Dang.
bathrooms.
Welcome out.
Wow.
You know what? Who knew she was pregnant? That is like sometimes that's the thing that happens. Like people just
man.
mistake a word. Like I really thought when you were saying Los Banos, I was like, oh, Los Baños. Where's the bathrooms?
¿Dónde está?
¿Dónde está el baño? No, it's an actual town.
It's kind of sad.
I'm from the
that's name.
shitters.
I feel like
Dang.
We all make
I
fun
can't
of it.
Becky.
imagine all the
Make fun of it.
jokes that
Becky,
were
your
made.
parents watch this show. We never taught her to say the word shitters. I promise you.
Also-
Mr. and Mrs. Becky intern parents.
Can we acknowledge our outfits? Because
Yes,
I feel like
I was trying to. I was
like-
trying to get to it. I'm like, so obviously I'm a patriot. I've got Ukraine in the back, America in the
Everyone's
front. We're all about supporting the Ukrainians right now, but also, and then we have Becky and Mariah in full Harry Potter garb. Why are we
Even my socks.
dressed like Harry? Is that
Yes.
every time Mariah lifts her leg like that? That's the sound it makes.
That's the sound of the gates opening up from heaven. My legs are the same thing as the gates to heaven.
Here's the sound. Here's the sound mine makes when opening to heaven.
Why was I expecting the mouth fart when you did that?
Oh, boogers.
Oh, that is it.
Oh, boogers.
Happy random Harry Potter day.
I know. Happy random Harry Potter Day, everybody. Welcome to Gals, Gays, and Days. Yay! This is where we can actually start the show if we want to on the podcast.
We're so fun.
We are fun.
We're so fun.
It's a fun day.
Yeah, we're really fun.
You know,
This is
okay.
work, you guys.
I know. I love this.
Hard.
We
So
are
cool.
finding our way in the world. Work is like a combination of art right now, creativity, and then just ethic, like just digging in and doing it. Because there's a lot. I know it probably doesn't seem like it from your end, but poor Mariah, she never goes home. She's withering away to nothing. I keep her in my dungeon, and all she does is make content.
I actually live in the studio
Exactly.
here.
she comes out, and I just throw like a couple of like a croissant.
It's like a
I'm
house
like,
elf.
you can eat a
Down the
croissant,
stairs.
girl. Down the
no,
stairs.
don't be. No, she's a little house elf.
And I also made her
Master
organize
gave
an
Dobby a
internship
sock.
program.
Dobby's free.
Dobby is a free elf.
Are you two having your own moment?
I'm really excited about the Harry Potter thing.
All right, I love it. So by the way, last Friday, so Fridays at Gals Gaze, so every week we have two shows. On Tuesday, it's called Business Up Front. Friday is called Party in the Back.
Yes.
So Business Up Front on Tuesday. So we try to keep it a little more serious, and we actually book guests, and we talk about the gay experience, and LGBTQ plus like experts come on, and everything from beauty and fashion segments to She's a Total B, which is explaining the ins and outs of bisexuality, and we do sometimes like glossary reads through glad.org's entire glossary to help understand things. So that's our serious side.
Yes.
And then on Fridays,
On Fridays. Oh boy.
Yeah.
that tells you the whole story. Fridays is unscripted because it is just too much damn work to script 6 hours of programming a week and all the back work. But Fridays we still wanted to come on since we said we would, and also because it's kind of fun.
It's fun, yeah.
Like I think that this is actually the 3 hours a week I look forward to the most.
And it's interesting to see on an unscripted 3-hour show like what is going to come up.
Exactly.
Obviously we're going to talk about Harry Potter a little bit, but besides that it's just like a free space of anything.
It is.
I think that's cool.
In a space that we created.
Yeah.
And that we love.
Yeah.
And now we've got Becky, and we all represented because I grew up back when I was a kid. When I started in news at KTLA, I started as an intern. Then at CNN, I ran the internship program, and now here at ModPod we have interns, and they bring so much creativity and youth and vitality to the stage, and look great on the sofa. Let's be honest.
Yes.
Thank
In
you.
their USC colors or Mighty Trojan color.
I know,
Like they
they
support
do.
the Trojans. Like so today we're going to be doing a lot of Harry Potter stuff, especially this first hour since since Becky has to leave. And
She's our actress star.
exactly, she's going to
I
be
have
in
a
a
show
play.
tonight.
Becky, tell everybody what you're going to do.
Hi. So I'm gonna be in a show at LICC called Melancholia. I think you guys know what it's about by now. It's about an Iraqi veteran coming home and how he deals with PTSD. So it's a heavy one, and we've been working at it for what seems like 3 months, but it's actually 4 weeks.
Wasn't there a movie with Kirsten Dunst called Melancholia?
Was there?
There's a movie called Melancholia, I think.
Oh.
But I'm not sure. I'll look it up.
into that.
And you had opening night last night.
Oh, how'd it go?
So
Opening night went
exciting.
great. It was really exciting. I'm still off a little bit of like that after show high,
Oh.
I would say. And we got a really overwhelmingly positive response from the audience. So we're really happy.
Oh, I love it. You know what I love about this is that when our internship program started like 7 weeks ago, you were saying, oh, I just booked a part. And so you've been rehearsing for all these weeks. And now last night you had your big premiere and it went, well,
Yeah.
were your parents in the audience?
No, my dad's coming, I think, next week.
Oh, that's
Which is really surprising because he like surprised me last night. He's like, by the way, we're coming down.
Yay.
I wasn't expecting anyone, but like, oh my God, okay.
So it was well received. You liked the feedback. How many weeks does the show play?
It's just this week and next week. Supposedly, it's not confirmed yet, but they want to take it out and tour it around different community colleges.
Oh, very
So
cool.
let's see if
That
that
means it must be
happens.
really good.
Yeah, I really want to go as well.
So we
next
only
week.
have like one more chance to
Yeah.
see it.
We have 5 more shows. So
Oh,
we
okay.
have today, tomorrow, and then we have next week. We have Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
There's a show
Okay.
tonight.
Yes.
You think there's any more seats left? Should we go tonight?
Oh my gosh.
If you want.
I mean, why not? We
It's-
support it.
It's pretty much first come, first serve.
Okay.
So
So you
LACC.
can buy tickets there.
LACC is on South
it's-
Vermont, right? It's on Vermont Avenue.
it's on Vermont. Yes, it's on Vermont and Santa Monica, around that area.
I took a photography class there once. It was really good.
Oh, sweet.
I like the
Yeah.
campus.
Yeah.
It's a $10 recommended donation, but it's free to go
Very
in.
cool. Melancholia.
Yay.
I love it. And if we went, could we shoot video? Super
Unfortunate-
secretly?
Yeah, unfortunately.
So the answer is yes.
Actually, okay.
Just don't ask. No,
think
don't
they'll-
finish.
they're not- if-
No, we're fine. I don't want you to say anything because I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. No, just kidding.
I have no control.
Go ahead.
I
Exactly.
have
We
no
never
control.
talked about this live on Gals, Gays, and Days. No.
Exactly. What are you talking about? Just come to the show.
I'm just joking. What were you going to say? You're like, please don't record or.
Oh
you
no,
know.
no, like I don't think they're watching this, but like if you want to.
I mean, how do you brag about how proud you are of your intern?
Exactly. And I want to I want to show my mom.
Yes.
My-
Is anybody recording it?
No.
I mean, you're intern at a video production company,
Right?
Becky.
Like, can we like shove like a
You're like, we have no budget. It is public.
Expelliarmus.
It's public theater through LACC, which is a great campus, by the way. We should say that. But how many people are in your cast?
I think it's about 20 of us.
Oh my God,
It's an
that is
ensemble piece,
good.
so it's a lot of people. But yeah, as far as I know, they're not recording it, and it kind of bums me out because what about everybody that, you know, that we came from different places and we want to show our parents that
Sure.
where their money's going into.
So, you don't think anyone's recording it at all?
I mean, I've seen some clips of people like sneaking.
Because you know that LACC also has video production classes. Like literally, you guys could team up with.
I'm surprised they're not
Yeah.
filming it. I feel like all the
Like, that
shows
should
I did in high
100%
school
be
They
were
showed the
filmed.
last one because of COVID, because we were under even worse COVID restrictions. So they did film it and they showed it live and they took it down.
Do you need to borrow a tripod? Because I will give you a tripod for your iPhone.
Becky, why are you putting up a
Someone
tripod?
needs to record this, Becky.
No,
If it's not recorded, Becky, it never
Becky.
happened. What are you gonna do in 1,000 years?
But that's how
1,000
theater
years.
is. That's how
True
theater.
story.
No, that's how
When it's
theater
just you
is.
until Timothy Chalamet on Dune,
Oh,
and he's like, "Girl, have you ever performed?" And you're like, "Actually, yeah. Bring up the video."
if you ever work with Timothy Chalamet, we
But
gotta have a conversation.
AI can't bring it up because it never existed because no one shot the video.
Because it was live theater.
And Mariah's correct takeaway from this whole scene is if you're hanging out with Timothy Chalamet, you got bigger plans, bigger things in the work than worrying if you're.
It's text Mariah and say Timothy's here, and I'll be on my way.
Got
And
it.
so will I. We all will come.
All of
We'll
us.
bring the whole show.
Yes.
Let me just shout out LaFleurge in the chat. And,
Oh, right on.
And look what shirt I'm wearing. LaFleurge.
LaFleurge. Is this a
It says LaFleurge on my shirt.
Okay.
Oh.
Make sure I'm looking
I
at
gotta
what's
put
It's
going
in
on.
Twitch. It's in Twitch. But
Oh, Twitch is where
to
it's
answer
at,
your
let me tell you.
question, JD doesn't have a house. I know they're not Slytherin colors. JD doesn't have a house yet. We will actually be sorting him into a house on today's show.
Oh, that's a question that popped up.
What house is JD is in the chat.
And this is a Harry Potter thing, the house. Oh, I
Yeah,
was
what
in a
house are
fraternity
you?
once, so
And,
I know how to rush.
LaFleurge is a Hufflepuff, so
Okay.
Your fans are asking, JD.
yeah, we got a Gryffindor, we got a
one at a
Slyth.
time, please. One at a time. The queue forms to the left. Thank you, fans. Because I'm very aware of how many fans I have.
These are the
Oh, shit.
times that matter, though. The fans that are there from day one.
Mm-hmm.
When there's just 2 or 3 people.
Exactly.
That's what's
Let's
really...
focus on LaFleurge.
Let's focus
Is
on
LaFleurge code for like one of your best friends from Oregon? Okay, that's fine. I'll take it.
It's
hey,
it's-
LaFleurge.
It's Serge LaFleurge.
Oh, Serge LaFleurge. I love it. Mm.
I'm wearing his merch today.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Reppin'.
That's like such a thing.
Yeah.
Wrapped in his merch. I would
Yeah.
That sounds like the beginning of a Nicki
I'm wearing
Minaj
his merch
track.
or his clothes.
Mhm.
And that's about it.
Oh, we got 2 viewers. Whoa, LaFleurge. Did he really not know who I was?
JD doesn't know that that's your
What?
stage name. That's a stage name, LaFleurge. WTF. I love that your username is Gays Gals Days.
That's right. Why? What else would it be? ModPod Live presents Gals, Gays, and Days with JD Cargill. All right, so let's get into the Harry Potter
Can
stuff.
we do some like rapid fire trivia
Oh,
questions?
okay, so Harry Potter.
Oh.
That was literally a first. That's so.
Oh.
Every month here, we like to honor whoever's coming up. So this month is March. So we're going to do mindful moments. And our first mindful moment comes from this beautiful quote from a great American female. Actually, she's not
British.
American. She's British. But she got good stuff to say. Bye. And hello, everybody. We are back. We are reattached. We are happy. Actually, that sounds really like crystal clear now. So excellent. Maybe it was all meant to be. We hope that you enjoyed that mindful moment. That it was a quote from the great Emma Watson. We're celebrating women all month here. It's the month of March, and that's true around the world. It's March everywhere. Sorry. Bad joke. We just had a little bit of a breakdown, and so I just want to make sure that we're all together. Thank you, George, for the computer. The microphone hit it. It is gone. But I think the computer's probably saved. It was just the monitor.
You might just have to get the screen replaced.
So
if you have Apple Care, that is covered.
And who doesn't? I have all the Apple
Do you?
Care. Well, I mean, I love apples. So, and I care for them all the time. Like, if somebody was like, here's a basket of apples.
Man.
I polish them. You want it to look...
You take apples
No, I
really
don't
seriously.
Here's the thing about Apple Care. It's like, usually there's a reason why an Apple product stops functioning. That if you've dunked it in water or something, then your Apple Care is not going to apply.
Yeah.
If it's some internal actual problem,
Right.
then it covers it.
Yeah.
But the reason Apple Care exists, the reason all insurance exists, is for profit.
Yeah.
It's not because it's actually needed.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've had to, the only times that I've had to get my computer fixed so many times, but it's always been really minor, and it's always been within like the first, where you get like an automatic first however many months Apple
Right,
for
exactly.
like when you buy, and I just got lucky and they fit in those, but.
That is the only time to do it.
Yeah.
Is when you get a deal on it or whatever. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's...
Yeah, I don't have insurance on any of my tech.
It's just like Vegas. If you play 21, if you play blackjack in Las Vegas, and they're like, oh, an ace is showing, insurance.
Oh.
And they do this.
Literally.
And those odds are actually better
Right.
than Apple Care.
Right.
Like if your Apple product, like, in what other industry, maybe automotive, but what other industry where they like, we just sold you a brand new product. By the way, would you like to buy some insurance in case that brand new thing we just sold you totally poops out?
Yeah, it's like really tech.
Like, it's pretty messed up if you think about it. Like,
Yeah.
they shouldn't be selling us, in case this doesn't work, merchandise.
Yeah.
Like,
And then if you don't have it, to fix it sometimes costs more than
Right.
getting a new one. So it's
Right.
like, just get a new one at that point.
And then that's
Yeah.
all an equation.
Yeah.
It's all like, and that's known by, and that's, buy Apple stock.
Yeah.
That way you can be part of the winning team. Like, that's all I got to say.
You think that Harry Potter has insurance on wands?
No. Yes. I don't know. LaFleur said, I can barely pay for the product at the time of purchase.
Oh, LaFleur's.
I mean, me too. Same.
True story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
why are we doing Harry Potter Day? There's a reason.
yeah.
It's not just because.
Yes. So, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm a very big Harry Potter fan.
Everybody knows you're a grown woman in a robe.
Nah, really?
Can you tell?
Do you know
that I'm
any
into
spells?
it?
No idea.
I do know some spells. What kind of spells should we go over today? Should we teach JD some spells?
Yes. Oh, okay. Please.
What's a good beginner spell?
Well, you know what? Let's just back up for 1 second.
I'm so excited.
I know this sounds crazy, but our podcast that we're recording as a live stream here on YouTube and Twitch is available worldwide. We're on podcast platforms everywhere, from Australia to India to Japan and America. So in other places, there might be someone listening like, what's Harry Potter? Oh, I know, right?
Harry
It seems
Potter.
impossible to imagine that nobody would know what Harry Potter is, since it's such a acclaimed
Yeah.
title here in America and around the world. But just as a course of journalism, what is Harry Potter?
Like, what is the franchise or what is the story?
Yeah, just in a nutshell.
Okay, well, this author, J.K. Rowling, wrote books.
Who?
She
Since
is very
then has come out
controversial.
against trans people in some way. So
yeah, she doesn't believe trans people exist. Those are her words.
it seems so odd for a person who has such a broad imagination.
Yeah. Some controversial things within Harry Potter too, like her token Asian character's name is Cho Chang. There's like 2 token black characters, but we can get into that another time. But Harry Potter,
How many Persian American beautiful princesses are there? in
0.
Harry Potter? Exactly.
no
So
Middle Easterns.
they don't represent.
There's Indian twins.
Oh, yeah.
The
Oh,
yeah.
there you go.
But yeah, but Harry Potter is very famous within the wizarding world, within this world that J.K. Rowling wrote.
Mm-hmm.
And there is, like a lot of stories like our world, there is war, there is government, there are dark, like evil dictator leaders that lead armies. So it's
There's a lot of parallel.
There's a lot of parallel, but they have magic.
So
And-
are you able to accept that J.K. Rowling, for all her misgivings,
Mm-hmm.
maybe also was good at something? Like, she was able
Definitely.
to tie these parallels between the real world and
yeah.
and the world she was
Definitely.
creating within the Harry
There's
Potter
so much
universe, yeah.
symbolism. I mean, within the ministry, with Voldemort. I mean, with the backstories
Mm-hmm.
as well. And I do think she's brilliant. Like, you can't write that kind of content without having that
and
brain.
definitely
Like,
high. Like, you have to have some help. Like, there's some 420 help when
Right.
you're coming up with sword and caps
Good
and
Lord.
Dungledores and Dingleberries.
Can we
Yeah.
also-
Like, there's a lot in Harry Potter that had to have been helped. Like, who has that kind of imagination? Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, so.
But it did start off as a children's series.
Mm-hmm.
It started off as just one book.
Talk into your mic there, make sure. Mm-hmm.
It started off as a children's series with one book, The Sorcerer's Stone, and it just expanded from there.
And we have that book here today.
Yes, we do.
Not just one, but the original. This was what J.K. Rowling. We have
Her
J.K.'s
handwriting
journal.
in here.
It's
No, I'm joking.
handwritten.
It is, but it's a pop-up, which is kind of awesome. You know, we do have this whole great overhead cam here, where we could have you do some pop-up reading with us for a while.
Okay,
But
I'd
have
love
we
that.
properly set the audience up for about today? Like, so basically everybody can see that Becky and Mariah are dressed in their robes.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that we wanted to do something about Harry Potter was because Mariah has spent over the
Oh, yeah, I
last
have
4
some-
weeks
Some stuff to show.
some time at the Harry Potter world at Universal Studios. And because I'm so old and decrepit and falling apart at the edges, they were like, we should do something on Harry Potter. And then, like, on air, challenge JD to see what he knows about Harry Potter. Because I'm so old and I don't know. I have only seen one. I think I saw the first film, and it was forever ago.
It
And I
was
remember a treat.
2 decades
What I
ago.
know about Harry Potter is what the world knows if you've never seen the films.
Okay.
Like, I know who the stars are.
And you never, like, read the books or anything.
No, I've never read the books. I have seen at least 1.5 films, And then I've also been flipping through channels like HBO Max and seeing like, 3-headed cats fly by. Like I have dogs. Meow.
Someone in
That's
the chat.
a dog looking at a cute cat.
Someone in the chat asked how many times I've gone on the Harry Potter ride in the past few weeks.
How many times have you gone on the Harry Potter ride in the past few weeks, Mariah?
Probably
Carry the one.
10 times.
And to anyone that's been on that ride, okay,
10 times?
isn't it a
Probably.
magical
10
thing?
times
in the past
in the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I would say.
So you've been to Universal Studios 4 times in the
Yeah.
last 2 weeks?
And I go at least twice when I'm there.
And this is, but there's also a special time. This is your birthday. People are visiting you.
Yeah, but I for context, I have an annual pass.
Okay.
So it's not costing me
Let's tell people
full
what that
price.
means. What does an annual pass cost, and what are the benefits of it?
Yeah, so like if you live in California or come to California a lot, I highly suggest if you like amusement parks getting a pass because it doesn't cost that much more than a day ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go twice, I have the gold pass. There's California resident, which
Mm-hmm.
I am not technically, so I can't do
What?
that. I'm technically still an Oregon resident.
Oh, the
And
DMV is
then-
watching. They're going to send you a
I'm here for
form.
work.
Actually, everything's virtual. No one's seen us together. We don't know if that's here.
Who knows? It's all a green screen, really.
Exactly.
Nothing's real.
Everybody,
Yeah.
Mariah is green screened in from
Yeah,
Portland.
But then there's silver, gold, and platinum.
Okay.
I got the gold because it comes with parking, and for the amount of times I go, it pays for itself. But like the silver pass, they last for a year. There are blackout dates, not that much.
Mm-hmm. A blackout date is when you've bought a membership that it's not good for those days.
For those
like there's
days.
certain days.
They have like peak
right,
days
right.
and stuff where the tourism's like,
So like we want your money when it's convenient for us.
Totally.
But when
Yeah.
we're getting plenty of money,
Totally.
the extra money you paid us isn't going to work.
Yeah, but it's
100%.
really, honestly, $50 more.
I don't believe in blackout dates.
50.
If you're going to sell someone a membership for an exclusive experience, it should include that experience whenever that person
Get
wants
the
to
platinum,
come.
no blackout dates.
Platinum it is.
Platinum
little
pass.
pricey.
It is, but then you also
I didn't
get
realize there was less than platinum. I'm sorry. That was my mistake.
but you also get a ticket to Halloween Horror Nights, so it kind of is
I've
a little,
done that many
yeah,
times.
so much fun. So the pass is great. Kaylee, my best friend, came into town. If you guys watched our show last week on Friday,
Yes.
and she bought a pass because we went 3 times, and she would have spent way more money paying for 3-day passes versus a year pass.
Oh, good.
So
So
she
it worked.
saved money, and she got a robe. And
Right.
here's a picture of
And
us.
now we've broken down the economics of Universal Studios. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, look
This
at you
is-
too.
This is us in our robe. She's a Gryffindor. I'm a Slytherin.
And
So
this is a good time of year for
besties.
robes. Like in California,
Yeah.
if this was in June or July or August, you'd be like, it's too hot for a robe.
This
But
is so cute. I had to
springtime-
throw it in.
Oh my gosh.
She-
She is so
Aw.
cute.
She was literally like crying.
Wait, does Kaylee have a boyfriend?
No.
Okay, let's start a whole segment on this show.
Seriously?
called
I'm serious.
Find Kaylee a
I'm
boyfriend because this
so-
girl's too cute not to have a.
She's literally
A boyfriend.
the cutest person, nicest person, a teacher, like loves animal. I'm trying to think of all the amazing things.
I know.
Loves animals, is like probably one of the nicest people I've ever met and caring people I've ever
So
met.
is it dating? Is Portland a tough dating scene for young professionals?
I feel like right now in our world, dating is hard.
Because of the pandemic?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just like, yeah, because she's
She's on-
24, right?
Yeah,
And
she's
so
24. She spends most of her time in the classroom.
She was in college all the way up till now. Like all the time. You're right. Because
Yeah.
usually at this point in a person's career, they'd be doing the work thing they just got into. And then at night, they'd be going out, meeting friends for
Right.
dinner. They'd be socializing and,
Yeah.
and making friends that introduce them to their friends, visiting. And then boom, some magic happens and there's some romance. So yeah, it is hard.
It's hard to meet people like in the natural way. So everyone's on dating apps, which I'm all for because that's how I met my boyfriend. But
So maybe Kaylee can be our first
yes.
ModPod Singles 101.
Yeah.
And we just use our platform here to say, this is her. And we talk about her
Yes.
attributes. And then we say, write in if you're interested in Kaylee. It'd be better if we brought her on and did a live interview.
Yeah, I think we've talked about so many times like posting photos of her just because how is no one taking her up on this? Like,
What is the, by the way, I can just feel Kaylee somewhere going, why are they talking about my dating life for 20 minutes on Gals, Gays, and This?
No,
but we
I feel
love
like
you.
she probably
first.
loves it.
We love
she
you.
probably loves it.
Well, because also, you know what? Probably in thousands of clusters of friends around the country, they have somebody who they're like, why is Carol single? Why is Jody single? Like they know that friend who is just so boyfriend or girlfriend material.
She is such a girlfriend.
Yeah.
She's a wife. She's
So-
like, someone needs to wife her up but
Okay, calm down.
calm
down, bisexual. We know you're into your friend.
No.
Oh.
That is so gross. One.
It would never happen?
No.
Say, wait till the end of the drum roll and tell us, could you ever marry Kaylee?
No.
Okay. Sorry, Kaylee.
No, but I've talked about that before. Like, platonic love is so beautiful, and I think it's so cool. But what's funny though is Kaylee had been in a relationship for such a long time, and I was always the single one, like for our whole beginning part of our friendship. And now I'm the one in a relationship, and she's the single one. So maybe it's just the circle of life.
Well, of course, that is what happens. And then, Lafleur, I mean,
We've
let's be
never
honest.
been-
You're in a relationship with a expatriate, Russian expatriate, who is totally, by the way, the nicest boy and the most articulate man I've met in years. And so I really care. And thank him. And thank you, Serge, for coming on last week and telling us about what it's like to be a Russian American right now during the Ukraine conflict.
He talks so well.
So well.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot there.
And what he said on my birthday, too.
I know.
I won't get over that.
Oh. And so we want that for you, best friend Kaylee.
Yes.
And so Lafleur's, call a Russian American. You got one for Kaylee?
Yeah, what the heck?
There must be someone.
Get her a Russian.
Exactly.
He says, "Oh, stop it."
But I do think that Kaylee presents as such a wonderful person. Like, she's just just one of those people who you're like, oh, you're gonna be fine. Like, that's how I
for
think of
sure.
it. But then at the same time, it's like, this is a new world. So
Yeah, I guess we're all just learning how to navigate what the world
So here's
we're in
my
now.
vision. I want to record Kaylee like on a rotating platform, and then we just pop up like statistics like 24, school teacher.
Yes, like The
And it's
Bachelor.
Just like slowly rotates.
Let's make her a
like The
bachelor.
And then we send that out, and we get a bunch of boys to
Yeah.
send in theirs, and we're like, Kaylee, which one do you like?
Yeah.
And she gets to choose from a bunch.
We can make like how on The Bachelor all the contestants have a video that they make.
love that.
We can make her
Oh,
that
yeah.
same video, and it could be all
Let's do it.
dramatic and stuff.
Let's do it. Let's focus on other people's romance because we don't want to focus on our own.
Wait, I also have to show you
Meanwhile,
guys.
Becky's like, I'm good.
I'm chilling.
I'm good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, so tell me what's going on here. What are we looking at?
Okay, so I'm just obsessed with this photo because I think it looks like I'm going to class at Hogwarts.
Mhm. Oh yeah, you just
It's
walk
like
down the halls.
I'm late for potions, so
Like,
I'm just on my way.
That's your class, your Potions 101.
Yeah.
Is that a class from the Hogwarts? Is this from the film?
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody knows I haven't seen the movies, but
Potions.
I'm gathering that there's classes. So what is it? The university? Everybody's going to some wizard?
No, it's not a university.
Okay.
It's a school. It's a boarding
It's
school.
secondary.
For
Right? Isn't that what that is in England? Secondary.
second?
education?
So it's like high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
It would be the equivalent of our high school.
Yeah.
High school and middle school.
Yeah.
And then are they chosen because they've shown some like childhood propensity?
They're just wizards and witches in the UK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then we can go.
Yeah.
There's no requirements, like there's no recommendations needed or prerequisites.
You just get a letter in the mail that's an inviting.
'Cause
Kind
they
of gotta
know.
need to be a wizard or a witch,
They
but
know.
you know.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then
Okay.
there's schools all over the world. So
Okay.
there's
Oh.
North American schools, South American schools.
And Hogwarts is the British school.
Yeah.
So there could be a whole companion
In
set of
Scotland.
films that pop up in the United States
Yeah.
called
Well, they've done
Larry.
Fantastic Beasts.
Daughter.
Fantastic Beasts is
That's a U.S. one.
yeah.
Oh, okay. With the guy from
Newt.
what is his name?
Eddie
Redmayne.
Yes.
Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
in Theory of Everything. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Theory of Everything, The Danish Girl, tons of movies.
Yeah.
Right.
And then in the fourth movie, Goblet of Fire, they actually have it's a competition, and
Okay.
different schools come.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
From
yeah.
all over the world?
Two, but yeah,
Okay.
basically
One's
Fantastic
from France,
Beasts.
I want to say.
France and Bulgaria, right?
So
Bulgaria.
I think.
there must be some sense of like it's a bummer that the brain that created this whole universe
Yeah.
is now sort of on the outs.
Yeah, well, it was a whole thing. Obviously, when she made that statement, it went viral, and a lot of the actors from the movies came forward to talk about it because they knew.
Should we clear it up just so people know? Like, it's J.K. Rowling created the Harry Potter series. She wrote all the books.
She wrote the books and Fantastic Beasts.
And then she was canceled essentially last year.
Kind of, yeah, but she's still, I mean.
Well, I mean, no one's literally canceled. Like, we don't send people out to murder people.
Yeah, but like,
but
like she's still, you go to see Fantastic Beasts, that's going to her pocket. That's her money, so.
Yeah.
Is
So do
she
you think she's
involved?
really a villain? Like, is she a bad guy in all this, or is she misunderstood in some way? I mean, it seems odd that someone who creates art and fiction around something, such a diverse world, would not be able to accept diversity in her own world.
She's pretty close-minded. Like, if you hear the way she talks about things, she's very, like,
And then you think it's reflected in the characters. Like, you think that the reason there's not more African characters or Indian characters or people from other cultures and colors is because on some level J.K. Rowling sees the world in a certain way, and it was through this white lens. Okay.
And I mean, there's a lot of conspiracies about gay characters, like Dumbledore is gay, and it's not like proven or written or said, but the fan base all has these beliefs in certain characters.
Like, when do we, as gay people in modern culture, get to start expecting that art is going to represent us in ways that are not so freaking obscure? Like, should we have to dig that Dumbledore is gay or not? Like, it's 2022.
Right. The fact that it's a conspiracy. It's like, what?
Right. Like, either you are or you aren't. It's not.
Yeah.
We're not trying to say that you're doing something bad or anything. It's just,
Exactly.
do you happen to be left-handed or right-handed?
I think there's also a lot of asexual characters in Harry Potter, and never spoken.
Oh, really?
Like, there's a lot, and
that's when we went to Becky. Becky was like, "Let me talk to you about the asexual characters."
Yeah.
So you've resonated with this product for years as well. You and Mariah both love it. You're not too dissimilar in age, like 4 or 5 years apart, but and this is right in your. So you read all the books. They came out. You were obsessed with this brand.
I became obsessed after the books came out. Like, even J.K. Rowling's controversy had already come out when I picked up the first book. So I entered this game pretty late.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's very
Funny
recent,
enough,
isn't it?
Yes, actually, I started reading Harry Potter at the beginning of the pandemic.
Wait, that's really cool, though.
And
so that was like your...
That was my escape. It
That was
helped
your
me
escape.
through
Because
it.
in a way, you're a little bit younger, actually. Like, you're kind of on the tail end of the youth of Harry Potter. Like, Harry Potter came out originally as books
in the 90s.
In the 90s. Yeah.
And you were all born in the
2001
90s.
was when they made the first movie. So
Right.
I don't even know if I was born when the first movie came out.
But if
Wait,
you think
really?
about it, like the age that children would really love Harry Potter's is like when they're 10 to 15, right? Or 9 to, what is it? Like, what ages do you think?
Even younger, I
Like
would
8
say.
really?
to-
Yeah, around 7, 8, I think, is when
Okay.
kids start reading it. Like, Kaylee reads Harry Potter to her class, and they're 7 and 8.
So that means that the kids who would have been
Yeah.
aging out to love Harry Potter when it first came out would be 7 or 8 years younger than 95. Or when did Harry Potter first come out? Was it 99?
90.
I think it was 98.
We should look this up. So,
But yeah, I remember...
people that were born in the late 80s basically are the most likely age to have come into the Harry Potter universe when it first came out.
I think
Yeah.
like early late 80s, early 90s.
There
yeah.
are
sense.
Harry Potter weddings.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure.
One of my best friends
What year
is
were you
having
born?
one.
2001.
2001, exactly. So that's what I mean. You're on the young end of the Harry Potter rage. What year were you born?
97.
Right. And so early 90s was... So that makes sense.
Yeah, and my grandma got me my first Harry Potter book, which was really sweet. And
How did she know that you even liked Harry Potter?
well, I didn't. I like had no knowledge of it, and because neither of my parents are into sci-fi
Witchcraft
fantasy
and wizardry.
realm. Not because they're like, yeah,
The wonderful world of Harry Potter.
yeah, but that's just not something that they enjoy. So they never like thought to bring me into it. But my cousins were obsessed with Harry Potter. Like, it was their favorite thing. So
Maybe Mariah
I
will like
talked about
too.
it. Yeah, and so my grandma got me one because like I think it was maybe one of my cousin's old books, and she like gave it to me or something. But yeah, and then I was at every movie premiere and everything.
I think there's a lot
Midnight,
of value
back
in it.
when it was actually at midnight. Back when you go to the movies on a Thursday night at midnight, and that's when it would premiere because they don't do that anymore.
Oh, so when you're saying premiere, you mean you went to the Portland premiere
Like
of Harry
the
Potter?
first showings and stuff. Yeah.
Not the Hollywood,
Not the Hollywood
movie
no.
premiere.
No, I was little.
I went to a couple of those as an entertainment reporter, and they
Dude.
were...
Yeah, that's.
And you didn't watch
Not-
the movies?
You know, what's funny about... Here's a fun fact. We're going to do a segment here called Confessions of a Celebrity Reporter very soon, where I teach you the ins and outs of being a celebrity reporter. When you go and sit down with a star for a film at a press junket or some longer format interview, you do watch the movie because you want to make sure that you're well steeped in everything that could come up as a topic. When you go to a premiere, like sometimes those assignments come down when you walk into the news station that day. Like, oh, you're going to cover the Harry Potter premiere. Like, we don't. There's no time to watch the movie before 3 p.m. when you came into work that day, and 5 when you have to check into the red carpet. It's just like you gotta go. But you're not having those kind of meaningful conversations on the red carpets. Usually, there's enough that's happened, and especially in really, really global films like this that are marketed worldwide and are billions of dollars in ticket sales. Like these kinds of movies are so well understood in the zeitgeist that you get enough to go ask a few meaningful questions to bring back some answers that you can then cover that this event happened and for their purposes promote it. So so I definitely I'm aware of Harry Potter and the franchise in the way that someone is aware of like NASA's program to send stuff to space. Like I know it exists. I know the effect of it. A ship goes into space. Like I know that Harry Potter exists. I know that there's 3 main characters. I know that there's a 3-headed dog. I keep coming back to that. I know there's a wand and a sorting cap, and there's a game that you fly around on a broomstick to play because we did have to do a piece once about the physics of that.
Yeah, so the book came out on September 1st, 1998.
Okay.
So I was 6 months old. Or no, a year and a half. I was a year and a half.
You were 1.5.
I was 1.5.
And you were just a
non-existent
twinkle in your parents' eye.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, but it's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone as well.
The first one was Philosopher.
Yeah.
The book has
like
a different...
the UK version is like the
Really?
Philosophers, and then the when the US released it, it was Sorcerers.
Huh. What does that tell you? Like philosophy versus sorcery.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
a very different... Those are two very different things.
It's scholastic, and it's interesting.
Interesting.
And this is like the... I don't know if you can... It's
I
kind
do
of cool
see
to
it.
look at the old cover, like what it used to look like. It's pretty interesting. But yeah.
And then what was it about Harry Potter that made the two of you just absolutely fall in love to the point that you own wardrobes associated with the brand in your closet?
And we both have more stuff that is not here. So it's
actually,
like...
we also want to honor your schedule. By the way, what time do you have to leave for your show?
No later than maybe like 3:30ish.
Okay, because I have some Harry Potter stuff here in the wings that I've pulled. You told me today was about Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So I thought this is my interpretation of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
If you don't know, here at ModPod, we have several costume bins. And even though middle-aged JD does not necessarily have a bunch of knowledge of Harry Potter, I have enough of an awareness of it from a pop culture perspective that I know people wear black robes and wigs and there's a lightning bolt and stuff. Like, I'm not
The
a
lightning
fool.
bolt.
Just because.
Do you know why Harry has a lightning bolt scar on his forehead?
No.
Ouch.
I feel like it was a punishment for something. Like, I feel like I'm talking about this from a narrative standpoint. It's like, if I was writing this, the scar would have come from some like moment, maybe in childbirth or as youth, where he was like it was, maybe that was the moment he was zapped with his powers or something.
Voldemort tried to kill him.
Oh, well, there you go. What's a Voldemort?
As a baby.
What's a Voldemort? He's like the supervillain in the wizarding world.
He's the one that goes, "Havana,
is that the guy whose face is pressed down and there's barely like 2 little boop, boop?
He's not even really human, technically.
Okay. It must be pretty scary. Like, did you ever feel scared like watching Harry Potter growing up?
Mm-mm.
No, because you'd already read it.
But also I've always felt very attached to anything supernatural in any way. Like, I've always loved, all my favorite stuff is like fantasy.
Got it.
I just think it's because I wasn't necessarily happy as a kid, like in the world I was in. Like, I didn't fit in. I didn't feel like I did.
That's true for millions of people.
I was gonna say, I think a lot of young people or older people that connect to Harry Potter is because like Harry never fit in, and he really struggled. Harry Potter has a really hard life.
Don't you feel sometimes?
Oh man.
Okay. Well, there's two different. So many topics.
I know.
First, why does Harry Potter have a difficult life? Is he adopted? Like in his regular life?
Both of his parents were killed when he was a baby.
Oh boy.
And then he was
Disney.
basically dropped off at the front door of his aunt and uncle's house.
Mm-hmm.
And this is interesting because, well, one, he lived under the stairs, and like they treated him like a servant and a piece of shit.
Like that family recently that was just found out for holding their child like captive.
Yeah.
That's not great.
A lot of people don't talk about it, but so Can I say spoilers?
Yeah.
Spoilers?
From Harry Potter 1?
No.
From Harry.
It's something that you would find out after.
When was the last
end.
time a Harry Potter movie came out?
2011.
Yeah, so there's no spoilers after a decade.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to watch it. Like if you wanted to watch it.
No, I'm fine.
Okay,
I've been spoiled.
So the reason why Voldemort can live for so long is because of Horcruxes. Is that the plural, Becky? Horcrux? Horcruxi?
Horcruxi.
Basically, he like puts part of himself into inanimate objects or living things. So they would also have to die for him to die.
I see.
So Harry is a Horcrux.
As an entity. Like, so Voldemort could put himself into Harry to exist over centuries?
Basically.
Interesting.
And what we learn in the final movies is that having a Horcrux around you can create irritability, anger, frustration, like make you, I don't know. Would you add anything
emotional?
To that, Becky? I don't know. But yeah.
Moody.
Yeah. So we find that out. So then a lot of people have talked about the reason why his like family was so mean and hated him. They hated him. Like
his adoptive uncle and aunt.
Well,
was it an aunt and uncle?
Yeah, so
said?
it's his mom's sister and her family.
So they're negative characters. They're like the in Little Orphan Annie.
You don't like them.
Also, they're muggles, so like they don't have any magic power.
They're muggles,
are someone that does not have magic.
So muggles is the phrase that represents what normal everyday humans are.
Yeah.
Yes,
They're
non-magical.
muggles. Non-magical. Yeah.
So like us, we're muggles.
No, I'm not a muggle.
Are you a muggle?
I like to consider myself a squim.
Yeah.
What's a squim?
It's somebody that has. It's a wizard, a witcher wizard that was born into a magic family, but unfortunately doesn't have any powers.
Oh.
Yeah,
like they know
so we're a part of it.
So they're more like probably like they're less sort of cantankerous against powerful people, like because you grew up with people that had the powers.
That's kind of why Harry's aunt hates her sister because her sister was magic
and she was
she
and
felt
she
left
wasn't.
out.
Yeah,
I mean that happens. I mean
But,
that's a metaphor
yeah.
for life, right? Like the pretty sister, the
Yeah.
sister who had the magic with the people.
right. So there was a lot of hatred, but I do think that a big reason why they hated him so much was because he was a Horcrux living in their house.
Got it.
So there's a lot of symbolism there, but
And a Horcrux is a place where the magic of Voldemort lives when it's not real.
it's pieces of his entity that are a part of inanimate objects, sometimes living objects. So, like, for example,
J.K. Rowling's imagination
Oh.
really does deserve some credit.
Yeah.
Like, that's intense.
there's like, for example, there's literally, it's a diadem, it's a tiara. That's a Horcrux. So they had to find a way to destroy this item to kill Voldemort.
Got it.
So they had to kill every single Horcrux that there was before they could even try to kill him. Because otherwise you can't kill him.
And also what you had to use to destroy the Horcruxes.
Right. So there's like a lot of steps to killing
How many
him.
Harry Potter movies are there?
8.
And are there also 8 books?
7
books.
7 books,
The
8
last
films.
movie, the last book was 2 movies.
And each of the films, do you feel that it exists on its own as a great piece of art? Like a great story with a beginning, a middle, and an end?
100%,
Yeah.
but I would still watch.
Want to watch all of them
Yeah.
to get the full story.
But once you've watched all of them, like I'll go back and watch random ones whatever movie I'm in.
Yeah.
It just depends.
Do you have a favorite?
I do.
What is your favorite?
Order of the Phoenix.
What
Oh,
number was
such a
that
good
in the
one.
films?
5.
The 5th film. That's impressive because a lot of times I feel like with a lot of film franchises, you get the really strong ones in 1, 2, and 3, and then they start to get a little weaker.
I think that's what's really cool though. They changed up, so like every 2 or 3 movies was like a different director. So I actually feel like when I watched them, like the first 3 are like chapter 1, and then there's the middle, and then there's the end, and it feels the styles are different. And because there's a bunch of different directors, but I actually think that's a really cool aspect.
Same thing with the music
movies.
director. It was
Yeah.
John Williams at the beginning,
Yeah.
which is why they have those like beautiful. Well, they're all beautiful.
Yeah.
But John Williams it's John Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, that same music from the very first film
Hedwig's
still
theme.
exists all the way through the end.
Yeah.
That's a John
Because there's
Williams
a lot.
kind
There's
of-
a lot of themes that follow through the
The
whole.
songs that you hear on Universal, the songs that you associate, like people that don't really know what Harry Potter is, the ones that they do hear and they know it's Harry Potter, it's probably John Williams.
Yeah, for sure. It's brilliant music.
Can you hear the song in your head?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't.
It's playing right now.
I wish I could. So for all you Harry Potter fans, let's all just think of the song. Oh, I kind of remember. I wrote.
That's like the classic.
Oh, I was thinking that. Da, na, 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 na.
Oh, yeah,
that one.
This is what we thought would be fun today. Was like, so two people steeped in Harry Potter appreciation, art, history. One person who's like a fly on the wall. I know enough about Harry Potter. I know the same amount about Harry Potter that I know about any sort of like pop culture, something it's made a ton of news over the years. So I'm aware that of Hermione and
Do you know
the redheaded one.
Do you know?
Ron.
Awesome, fun question. The redheaded one. What actor plays Harry Potter?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Nice.
Okay.
That's okay. Are we doing the? Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. These are like
Sorry, someone just saw
simple
me.
beginner trivia questions.
Okay.
What animal does Professor McGonagall shapeshift into?
Okay, this will be 100% guess since I've never heard any of those words. Butterfly. No, a snake. Okay, so if I was writing this kind of movie, a dog,
Close.
a wolf, a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, a cat. Woo!
Bonus points for the kind.
That's right. Oh, a Siamese cat, a long-haired cat, a hairless cat. How many cats are there? A lynx,
So many cats.
Like a tabby cat.
a tabby cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of tabby cats, that's one of the questions on the quiz. Like, if you could bring a pet to Hogwarts, which one would it be?
Yeah.
So we got to get you sorted into.
Oh yeah, we have to
Okay,
do that. Let's do a few
it.
more and then we'll do that.
All right, I'll answer as honestly as I can.
Okay. What is the name of Harry Potter's owl?
Owly.
Starts
Hi,
with a-
Owly.
It starts with a H.
Howly. Hi, Howly.
Yeah, this is like, how would you know?
Howard.
It's Hedwig.
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 Hedwig and the Angry Inch. I'm familiar with Hedwig from Broadway.
Do you know the address of the Dursleys? Which is, Dursleys are like his family. His aunt
human,
and uncle.
though, the ones
and
that
his
didn't love
cousin.
him. The ones that made him live in
Yeah.
a shoebox underneath the stairwell.
Yep.
They were probably named like Carol and Bob. And they were from a bad side of London. So something Worsh or Ish or Shire.
Privy.
Privy.
4 Privy Drive.
Oh, I'm looking for the address. 4 Privy Drive.
Yeah.
Okay. That's like
The
commonly
Dudleys-
known information amongst the Harry Potter world.
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you showing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because it's like the first one of
Wait,
the first.
it's Privy Drive. I've been pronouncing it Privet.
It's Privy.
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 Oh my gosh.
Privy.
It's British. You sure?
I'm pretty sure. What if I'm wrong now? I'm like I'm
boy.
second
Privet
guessing.
Drive.
I'm pretty
There's
sure.
always an
Privy.
answer on
Privy.
YouTube.
How do people refer to Harry Potter in the wizard world?
Hello, sir. Here's your cape.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
The boy.
Wizard.
The boy.
And the cloak. And the wand. And the dog.
Remember how I told you someone tried to kill him in the beginning?
The boy
But he
wonder.
survived.
Wizard.
The boy who.
The boy who survives. The boy who knows how to get out of a tight situation.
It's funny because there's options and one of them is the boy who survived.
the
but that's not right.
boy who.
One of the options is the boy who can sing.
the boy who lives his life authentically
So cool.
on the LGBTQ
The boy
spectrum.
who lived.
The boy who lived.
Come to die.
Come to die.
That's what Voldemort says.
So is it the boy who lived?
Yeah.
Called it.
Do you know what the train station is called? Where?
Hogwarts Station. Next.
Nope.
Boogers.
And do you know what country it's in?
It's in England. Mm-hmm. It's in Native America. I mean,
Oh, where is Hogwarts at?
Ooh.
Hogwarts is also in England somewhere, right? Hogwarts,
Hogwarts.
Harry Potter.
Nope.
Isn't this an entirely like British story? Wouldn't it have all been like at a train? It's I know enough about the story
Well,
that there's like a train station.
It's King's Cross Station.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're at King's Cross, which can be accessed by muggles and wizards and witches.
By
So
the
to
way,
get
King's
to-
Cross in Australia, they have a King's Cross station. It's kind of known for being like a little bit of like gay prostitute area.
Oh, fun.
But
That's
back to
interesting
your
fact.
story.
Back.
Back to England's.
So where do the
Harry
wizards and
Potter's.
witches go to get to their platform at the train station?
The wizards and witches, they go onto a platform. Oh, they go obviously to the specially gifted area of the
Right,
platform where
right.
they would be like, let's go right away.
Yeah, so
Miss
there's like
Wizards.
platform 8, platform,
Platform
9.
9,
so
platform 10. They go to platform 10. 11, 12.
It's a fraction.
They go to platform 33 and a third.
9 3/4.
They go to platform 9 3/4, of course, because
So they pass
why
through.
wouldn't
So they're at the station, and they actually like magically pass through the in between of 9 and 10. So yeah.
Are you entertained by how little I know?
I love it. I think
Okay.
it's so fun because it's fun for me to. I like teaching or like
Okay.
explaining Harry Potter stuff to people. It's fun.
So let's keep going.
Ooh, I just told you this a little bit ago. What house has the color of yellow?
Okay, I know it's not Slytherin because that's green. It's not Dumbledingle, which is red.
Dumbledore.
Gryffindor. Gryffindor is red. Ravenclaw's blue.
Yep.
So it's the one that I haven't said.
Yep.
It's not Ravenclaw. It's not
The one that we
Gryffindor.
unofficially
it's not
sort of dog into.
Slytherin.
Yeah, we said Rue
It's
was one.
Huff and Buffin, Buffin, Buffin.
Really close.
Huff and Puffin.
Huff.
Huff and Puff. Huff and Puffin.
That's like kind of the joke about Hufflepuffs, though, is that they're
Hufflepuff.
stoners.
Hufflepuff.
Oh, sorry.
Got it.
If
Woo!
you're a Hufflepuff, you're probably a stoner.
Yeah, that's like.
Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
Oh, are Hufflepuff stoners?
Yeah.
'Cause that's
they're
why there's
just
a puff.
Super. They're really loyal, laid back.
What would be like an example of a Hufflepuff from society?
Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson's a Hufflepuff.
Yes.
Do you know that she's been on for 7 weeks and not once have we had a show where she
Where
didn't
she
bring up
hasn't
Percy
mentioned
Jackson?
Percy Jackson.
There's an
Oh my
obsession
God.
level here where we just need to get this
Oh,
girl
man.
some Percy Jackson.
Please
Access.
cast me as an Rick Riordan. If you're watching this, please cast me as an extra
Yes.
on the series.
I'm
I beg
literally-
you. You know, I'm an actor actually, so you can cast me as a role. Just saying. Just saying.
And so it will be.
Let me audition. Thank you.
I've just granted you access as the next star of the new Percy. By the way, I went to the world premiere of the first Percy Jackson film. It was at the Americana in Glendale.
Really?
And yes, it was. We'll bring up the video at some point on the show
my
because we're
God.
about to start doing that on Tuesday.
So I've been walking on sacred ground this whole time.
The entire time.
Oh, my
What's the
God.
guy's name? The handsome sort of guy from Wallflower.
Logan
He's also
Learman.
Logan. Yes, interviewed him. Great guy. You like him?
I have a fat crush on him.
Really?
Well, a celebrity crush, you know?
But not in a sexual way.
No.
More like in a
And like let's go get ice cream together. Come on, let's go to Barnes and
Right.
Noble.
Aw,
Just a little
that's really
cutie.
sweet, actually.
I'm really quick.
Good. Look how fast you are. Harry Potter.
Month. 12.
And take
7.
that side. What are you looking at? What are we looking at?
I'm putting in your birthday.
Oh, your
December.
Pottermore account.
Did I do it right?
December
December
7th.
7th, 1976. 1777.
1776. It was that. What's funny is that literally I was born during the bicentennial, so I had like the country was turning 200 in 1976, the year I was born, because in 1776 is when we finally established that this is the United States of America, and so that's not that bad a joke. It's funny that you think
Ew.
I'm 245 years old,
Yep.
but just as a 45-year-old, what do I need to know as someone born in 76 with regards to Harry Potter? What is you're putting in my birthday?
You fit more in the time frame that the books are.
This sound all great stuff.
Should I show?
Yeah, show it.
Oh, yeah,
Why
we're in
not?
the- we're in the
I
screen.
think people will be interested.
We're on the
Oh my
screen.
God, yes.
There you go,
Oh, I'm
everybody.
not. Oops.
Mariah
We're
is
gonna
showing. We're
get
down
you
here
sorted.
in the lower left corner, lower right corner. There's Mariah.
I'm joining.
Mariah's like, I'm trying to be in here
Okay,
too.
so we are going to sort you
Okay.
into your house.
Okay.
And so there will be questions that you'll see, and then
Do I have to answer them honestly?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
If you want the real
House.
house.
Okay. Because you said once upon a time that Harry probably would have been a Slytherin,
Oh, yeah.
except that he wanted to be a Dumbledore.
A Gryffindor.
Gryffindor.
Dumbledore's the head of the.
Who's hold the door?
That's
Hold the
that's from
door.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, there you go. Hold the door.
Nice. Hodor.
Do you think that that's like a reference to Harry Potter?
No.
Neither do I.
They're all the
I think all
the
of
Game
us
of
who are
Thrones.
steeped in Harry Potter culture
Game of
would
Thrones
agree.
references are all to like the Nordic mythology. We can
Ah,
get into
like
that another time
Vikings
because
and
I'm
things.
very much a nerd when it comes to fantasy stuff.
I like fantasy.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to sort you. Discover your Hogwarts house.
Lord says, I want to be a
based on what
Dumbledore.
information? My name and my birthday?
No. We're
Okay.
gonna do a whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
This is
Pick
fun.
one.
Is it what is I can't see.
Oh
from
yeah,
here.
moon and the stars. Oh, can you not see?
Is it just whatever occurs to me?
Yeah, stars and the moon. Just
The
follow your
stars.
heart. Late at night, walking alone down the street, you hear a peculiar cry that you believe to have a magical source.
No.
Do you, and there will be a few options.
Okay.
Do you draw your wand and stand your ground? Withdraw into the shadows to await developments while mentally reviewing the most appropriate defensive and offensive spells should trouble occur. Draw your wand and try to discover the source of the noise. Or proceed with caution, keeping one hand on your concealed wand and an eye out for any disturbance.
So I'm in a dark alley and I hear some messed up sounds. What am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the one where it was like sink into the shadows
Okay.
and
Shadows.
pay attention to, because everything else doesn't know what's happening.
Okay.
So you want to make yourself invisible.
Okay.
Got it.
Which would you rather be?
Mm-hmm.
Liked, trusted, feared, envied, intimidated, or praised?
Trusted.
Trusted. This is so fun.
It is fun. That seems like those responses don't seem like they're from the same categories to me. Like I feel like there'd be like trusted, honored, obeyed, like, and then
I feel
there'd
like
be,
when you really know the houses,
I don't.
so for like people that really know the houses and they
Mhm.
take the quiz, if you want to be sorted into something, you're
You
just
can-
going to answer
Oh, well,
based
this is
on,
perfect. So you'll get
'cause
my
you really-
truth response. 'Cause,
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know what any of the houses represent, other
Yeah.
than you said that I would probably be a Slytherin.
Yeah, we'll see though. You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Let's see.
4 goblets are placed before you. Which would you choose to drink? The
All four.
smooth,
Oh no, sorry. Waiting for a response. There's a multiple choice.
the smooth, thick, richly purple drink that gives off a delicious smell of chocolate and plums. Or the mysterious black liquid that gleams like ink and gives off fumes that make you see strange visions. Or the foaming, frothing, silvery liquid that sparkles as though containing ground diamonds. The golden liquid so bright that it hurts the eye and which makes sunspots dance all around the room.
The second one, the one that makes me see the visions, because
The
that's
black.
yeah.
Liquid shrooms.
I
Literally.
just none of that sounded interesting to me except for the second one, because
Follow your gut.
all the rest is like stars and sky. I'm like, no, I want to just know what's happening.
Okay.
It feels like that was the one that was a window into some other information. Got it.
What are you most looking forward to learning at Hogwarts? All about magical creatures and how to befriend, care for them.
Mm-hmm.
Flying on a broomstick. Apparition and disapparition, being able to materialize and dematerialize at will.
Oh, for sure that.
Do you want to hear the rest or just go with that one?
Well, I mean, like, so, okay, go ahead. What are the other ones?
Secrets about the castle.
Wait, is that mind reading? Or just knowing about my space?
Just the secrets one.
Okay.
That's just like the
the location?
The actual castle.
the castle physically, like the secrets. Transfiguration, which is turning one object into another,
Okay.
and hexes and jinxes, or every area of magic I can.
Okay, can we get those one more time? Because I feel like I initially I thought I was going to say something, and now it feels like there's more options.
Okay. Every area of magic I can.
Mm-hmm.
Hexes and jinxes.
Mm-hmm.
Turning objects into another object.
Mm-hmm.
Secrets of the castle. Being able to materialize and dematerialize at will.
Mm-hmm.
Flying on a broomstick.
Mm-hmm.
Or all about magical creatures.
Well, I mean, the last one is the most all-encompassing, so I would take that one. But
Okay.
after that one, it would be a close tie between flying around on a broomstick or having the ability to, what was it, mystify or
Materialize and
and
dematerialize.
dematerialize? Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. After you have died,
Mm-hmm.
what would you most like people to do when they hear your name?
But we'll cry and fall apart.
Let's see if maybe that's an
Just
option.
kill themselves.
Oh my god.
I'm joking.
Ask for
Oh, that's not the wrong button.
sip that tea. Ask for more stories about your adventures. Miss you, but smile. Think with admiration of your achievements, or I don't care what people think of me after I'm dead. It's what they think of me while I'm alive that counts.
Oof. What were the first two?
Miss you but smile and ask for more stories about your adventures.
I guess 2.
2.
I want to leave a legacy.
Becky, don't you feel like he's answering a lot of different stuff?
Yeah.
Like
it's
houses?
It's a little bit everywhere.
Yeah. I'm really, really curious to see what
Where
you're
it
getting.
ends
Because I
up?
honestly,
Okay.
you've answered different houses, and so I'm not sure.
I think that's probably truthful of most people.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what the Harry Potter houses represent.
Yeah.
I know a little bit.
Yeah.
That some are like Harry wanted to be one and not the other.
Right.
But I do feel like, there's a benefit in doing this without any knowledge.
I think so too. I think it's really cool. If you were attending Hogwarts, which pet would you choose to take with you?
Chia pet.
Cats?
Oh, it's an option. Okay.
Cats, toads, or owls?
If I was attending Hogwarts,
It's like you're familiar.
I would pick an owl.
An owl.
Because I would want to be able to have a little friend that could fly around and spy on
Yeah.
people. I know cats would be a close second.
Yeah.
Definitely not a toad.
I'm a cat.
Also, you could send letters using owls.
Yeah.
There you go. Messages. And cats. You can put them around their necks and be like, go. Run, pussy, run. Go see little pussycat. Go see my friend at the Hogwarts castle and
man.
give them this message on your neck.
There you go. Can you see this at all? Can you see a little bit?
I can see an owl.
Because it's more so, okay, so this is a barn owl, so you get to pick an owl.
Okay.
A barn owl, a tawny owl, a snowy owl.
Oh, hello.
A screech
Whoa,
owl.
what's up? She looks like the drag owl, by the way.
And the brown owl.
That's the owl that ate the other owls. Okay, go back quick. Do. Okay, because I'm an aesthetic person.
Yeah.
Owl number 3.
This one?
Yes, the blue owl. I love that one.
Left or right?
Yes. Always. It's always or forward. Left, right, or forward. In this case, I'll go left.
Left.
Let's see.
Oh.
Let's see.
Are you ready for this?
Do I get to get my sword? Wait, should I go off screen and come back as my character?
What? We don't know your character.
But neither do I. But I know I only have one
true.
outfit.
That's true. Put on
It
the
doesn't matter
outfit.
what the character is. It's getting the same outfit.
Get on the outfit. Let's do
Okay,
it.
I'll be right back. You do it. You drag them out, girls. Talk to the audience.
We are very excited to see what house. Becky, what house do you think it's going to be?
I don't know. And the comments, people are saying that he's a Gryffindor.
Oh.
I kind of was thinking that he might get Gryffindor.
Maybe he might be a Gryffindor.
I was
yeah.
thinking Gryffindor, maybe a Ravenclaw.
Oh, so nice. I was hoping for Slytherin.
You might be. I honestly don't know. I really think it
Smart
could.
house.
And also, if he does decide to get really into the world of Harry Potter, sometimes these quizzes aren't that accurate. Like a
Yeah.
lot of times when I take mine, my answers are everywhere. They usually sort me into Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
But I know damn well I'm a Gryffindor.
Yeah, like you
Oh,
know,
well, if
you know what you are, but
but
that's also the same thing. But that's also like when wizards and witches are going to Hogwarts, they also kind of already want a certain house too.
Right.
So it is kind of the same thing. Cause, yes, see you.
I like this.
Yeah, that's a cool little
Nice.
addition.
So your grandma, so that's exactly how you got into Harry Potter. Your grandma brought you the book
Yep.
and you read it, and that's cool.
That's literally how it happened. Oh my gosh, there she
I'm here.
is.
I'm back. And I'm doing my best.
Oh,
I for-
no, you're gonna have to put him. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's
That's
kind of
not-
a, that's kind of a
Edna
look. That's kind of a look.
I can hear. I have a
Edna
couple of...
mode.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Edna.
It's Harry Potter Day at Gals, Gays, and Days. I was just sucked away into the Harry Potter vortex.
Such a big fan now.
I am so big.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I
am so
love Harry
big.
Potter. I love Harry Potter so much. I've
Okay.
seen all nun films.
JD, what house do you think you're gonna get?
People are asking for a close up on
Gryffindor,
him.
Ravenclaw,
We'll go to
Slytherin, and what's the other option?
Hufflepuff. Did you see
Huff
that?
and Puff.
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
So
I don't know anything about that one. I wanted to be a Slytherin, but I feel like based on what you all said, I'm a Gryffindor.
You might be.
Gryffindor is
Gryffindor.
brave, Ravenclaw is wise, Slytherin is ambitious, Hufflepuff is kind.
Brave, kind, ambitious, and what?
Wise.
Wise. Wise, brave, kind, and ambitious. Yeah, I would definitely be ambitious.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Hufflepuff.
What does it say? I can
Hufflepuff.
Huff and Puff?
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff? So no one called that for me.
I was not expecting this.
So it's not
Ooh.
Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. It's Hufflepuff.
I love Hufflepuffs.
What are
this
Hufflepuffs
is a really
known
good
for?
They're
house.
sweeties.
What does it say?
I can read.
Ugh,
You
I don't feel like
probably-
this is what I wanted.
Dedication, patience, and loyalty.
Oh, that does make that's me.
You probably know that some of Hufflepuff's most renowned members include Nymphadora Tonks and Cedric Diggory. Don't call me Nymphadora.
Of course.
But did you know that Hufflepuff's house ghost, the Fat Friar, still resents the fact that he was never made a cardinal, or that Hufflepuff has produced the fewest dark wizards of any house at Hogwarts?
I
did.
The fewest dark wizards. What's a dark wizard?
Basically like Deathy. Oh no.
Dark arts.
Yeah, the dark arts,
Bad
like dark
guys.
magic, bad magic, evil.
Oh, okay.
So, like-
you notice though, that's kind of a systemic issue. Like to call the darker things the bad things.
Yeah, definitely.
Just saying.
Well, they also say black magic.
I know.
Yeah.
We should fix that.
Dedication, patience, loyalty. Here's some of really famous Hufflepuffs: Newt,
Okay.
Cedric, and Nymphadora. Cedric is also Robert Pattinson. If you
Okay.
yeah.
Is he in the new movies?
No, he's in the old. He's only in Goblet of Fire. Actually, he's just in one.
Wait, who?
Robert Pattinson.
The guy from Twilight? He's
He was
in the Harry Potter movies?
He was in this first.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
found
I fully did not know
sorting,
that.
Yeah.
the Sorting Hat passage.
Okay.
Yay.
What does that
Wait,
say?
but finish reading the Hufflepuff.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
A Message from Your Prefect by J.K. Rowling. Congratulations. I'm Prefect Gabriel Truman, and I'm delighted to welcome you to the Hufflepuff house. Our emblem is the badger, an animal that is often underestimated because it lives quietly until attacked, but which, when provoked, can fight off animals much larger than itself, including wolves.
That rings a bell.
Our house colors are yellow and black, and our common room lies one floor below the ground, on the same corridor as the kitchens. Whoa, we're underground, under the kitchen.
The Munchies.
So it makes sense that I'm
and
not.
and they're stoners, so
There you go.
yeah.
That makes
You
sense.
might belong in Hufflepuff, where they are just and loyal. Those patient Hufflepuffs are true and unafraid of toil. Aw.
What were the I went out of my way to get the ties. What are the ties about? Oh.
It's just like a school uniform.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Your
That was
colors.
the more formal aspect of it. Okay.
So here's the passage
Can't believe you're
from
Huffle.
the Sorting Hat.
Is this a big deal?
Oh, you may not think
I
I'm
don't know.
pretty.
Who are the characters? Like, was Hermione a Huffle?
No, they're
No,
Gryffindors.
they're-
All of them
the
are
main three
Gryffindors?
Gryffindors.
Oh, they're. Well, if most of the people that are the stars of the film, don't most people want to be a Gryffindor?
You would think.
Yeah. But not necessarily. I mean, like, when you go to Universal, there's a lot of people wearing robes that aren't Gryffindor.
Is Hufflepuff
Yeah.
blue?
Hufflepuff is yellow.
Yellow and black.
Oh, I do love
Ravenclaw's
yellow.
blue. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll
It's
get
like
some
that
yellow.
color that's on is kind of like their...
What do you think the questions were that I answered that landed me in Hufflepuff?
Man.
I think that he wanted to be remembered. He wanted people to like smile. and
Smile when they
remember
thought of him, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
the sweetie answers.
Who doesn't? Does people? Oh, yeah. I guess there was other options.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I probably would have answered, like, I don't care what people...
And I would have
Which
answered.
Explains me is I'm a Slytherin, so we don't...
There you go.
Yeah.
Did you do this test and it came out Slytherin?
Yeah.
And what did you did this test
I did this test and it came out Gryffindor a couple times. It came out Hufflepuff.
with the same responses? You got different answers?
There's different questions.
There's
too.
different questions every time you take it.
So this was
and
my
it's
set
made
of
by
questions.
J.K. Rowling. Like, she designed it.
Oh, so it's sort of like it's a little bit like what Angelica does. She's
Yeah.
like give us the truth of this moment.
Yeah.
Like this is the questions in this moment, but they're not necessarily the exact same questions that everybody gets.
Yeah.
I like it.
You can take it multiple times. And
I do.
see
You
what
might
get.
belong in Hufflepuff, where they are just and loyal. Those patient Hufflepuffs are true and unafraid of toil. Or yet in wise old Ravenclaw, if you're a ready mind, where those of wit and learning will always find their kind. Or perhaps in Slytherin, you'll make your real friends. Those cunning folk use any means to achieve their ends. So put me on, don't be afraid, and don't get into a flop. You're in safe hands, though I have none, for I'm a thinking cap. Oh, the Gryffindor
Okay,
one's
so
here.
were rhyming the whole time and then decided no more at the end.
Yep, for I'm a thinking cap.
That's
Dumb-
what- yeah.
I was waiting for an or because I was waiting for was it
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor. I only read a half of
Oh.
it, but the Gryffindor one says, "You might belong in Gryffindor, where dwell the brave at heart. Those daring, nerve, and chivalry set Gryffindors apart."
Oh, and you're Gryffindor,
I'm a Gryffindor.
and you're a Slytherin.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a Hufflepuff.
I'm all about those snakes.
I feel like it's the only one I didn't know anything about, which is kind of sad that I ended up.
I feel like that's kind of cool.
Oh, okay. I'll take it. It's yellow. That's the only thing I got.
And then
yellows.
and then there's a Patronus and a wand quiz.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. The Patronus quiz is so beautiful looking.
Done.
Look how cool it is.
Look at that. It's a flame, and it's spinning around.
That's me.
Oh, okay.
Watch though.
Oh, okay. Oh, for podcast listeners.
Oh yeah.
There's a beautiful. Oh, there's a message coming up. What does it say?
The Patronus is a kind of positive force, a projection of the very things that the Dementor feeds upon: hope, happiness, and the desire to survive. That was a quote from Lupin, I think.
We should probably explain what a Dementor is.
I know.
Got it.
Let's
discover your patrons.
Patronus.
Okay, but discover your Patronus.
It's like your inner. I don't want to.
Discover your Patreon.
Spirit animal, because that's not.
It's
I'm
like,
trying to discover our Patreons. Would you like to be one?
so Dementors
Sedimentors.
are cloaked entities of darkness that suck all the joy out of you and the space around you. Mm-hmm. So you literally feel no.
It basically sounds like high school. So.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That was junior high, really. So, okay.
So there's a spell called Expecto Patronum.
Expecto Patronum.
Expecto Patronum. And it's a Patronus charm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wait, Jose Cuervo or Silver Patron? What kind of Patron?
silver.
Silver Patron.
And then it gets rid of the Dementors.
Perfect.
It's a really hard spell because you're supposed to think of happiness and joy and your happiest memory while feeling dread and death.
Oh, I've made a whole life out of that.
There you go.
We can do that. I can feel my happiest and my worst at the same time.
Perfect.
That is it's a good skill set for me.
The thing about this quiz is if you don't answer like instantly, it'll skip a question. You're not supposed to think at all.
Good. I'll do it. You're
'Kay.
going to read them, though, because I can't see them.
Yeah. Okay, ready? And you have to answer like really fast.
Got it.
Relax. Think of your happiest memory.
Hold on. Can I get a second?
It's still loading the...
I need a second to remember. What's my... Oh, okay. I've got to go on.
Dream, dance, discover. Pick.
Dream.
Okay. It's moving through the woods.
I'm good. I like the woods.
I'll add sound effects for everyone not watching. Bright or shadow?
Bright. The light. Excuse me.
Oh.
So sorry.
Lead, escape, or save?
Lead.
Dun dun dun. It's getting formed. What was that? Your Patronus is trying to form. Don't give up.
What's my Patronus? Is it my like soul?
It'll be like this animal.
Oh, it's my little like demon.
Why or who?
Why?
One more question should do it.
Mm-hmm.
Comfort, advise, or impress? Fast.
Comfort.
Okay. It's going to form on the screen.
It was a tough one between comfort or impress.
Yeah.
Because impress is like, I do like to try to impress people.
Yeah.
But comfort is the most important thing to me. Like the people feel comfortable.
Click, drag, and release for your Patronus. Click, drag, release. It's a chow!
What does that mean?
Like the breed of dog, like chow.
Oh, that I totally resonate with chows. I love chows.
Oh my gosh, you got
They're-
a chow! Look at
Okay.
him!
Bye, chow.
Look at the little chow.
So cute.
So everybody who does this little quiz gets a different creature.
Pretty much.
And this is my Patronus.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like in the Golden Compass, this would be your demon. Like I got to put this in reference of what I know.
Well-
Like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Can we go back to what I've read last?
Your Patronus is like what represents the happiness.
Oh.
It's a
I totally
form-
could get a chow. I could
Yeah.
get behind a chow. So what was your dog?
And I'm like, let me pull up my account because I don't remember.
Okay.
And then there's a wand one, but
Oh, one more.
the Patronus turned. It was conjuring back towards Harry across the The still surface of the water.
What does your Patron say about you that I know nothing about Harry Potter?
It's so fun, this whole website.
Make your Patronus lights.
Oh,
What is the
I'm
we should
locked
tell
out.
me what the website is.
It's wizardingworld.com.
Wizardingworld.com. And this
It's
is
like
all
the
free what we're
official-
doing, right? Taking these
Yeah,
tests.
you just
and
make
these
an account
quizzes.
and it's all.
This is like Cosmo magazine for Harry Potter fans.
Yeah.
Like, do you know you got to pick out which quiz is right for you?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, would you describe yourself as, what does it say?
Average height, tall or short.
Average height.
And your eyes.
Green.
An even number, an odd number, an odd number.
Just any number?
What day were you
Oh,
born?
odd.
Do you most pride yourself on your determination, originality, optimism, imagination, resilience, kindness, or intelligence?
Oh God. The one that's the most,
Yeah.
the creativity one, or either imagination or creativity. Was that?
There was no creativity.
What was number 3?
Imagination, originality. Originality.
Yes.
Traveling alone down a deserted road, you reach a crossroads. Do you continue left towards the sea, right towards the castle, ahead towards the forest?
The forest.
Interesting.
For sure, because I love pine trees.
The
You don't want to
Forbidden
go to a
Forest is
castle. 'Cause that's
scary,
just going to be
though.
other people's opinions. You don't want to go to the sea because that's going nowhere for a long time. The forest is where there's going to be the most opportunity.
Okay. Do you most fear fire, small spaces, darkness,
Small
isolation,
spaces.
or heights?
Mhm.
Small spaces.
Small spaces. I hate
Me too.
claustrophobia. I can't stand it.
Me too.
But that includes darkness, and that includes like a lot of other that stuff
Yeah.
you said. Yes.
In a chest of magical artifacts, which would you choose? A silver dagger, a golden key, an ornate mirror, a dusty bottle, glittering jewel, a black glove, or a bound scroll?
I guess a jewel, because it would probably buy me the most access. I'm trying to think of like how to get ahead in the world. I would definitely get something of value.
Pine wood with a phoenix core, 11 3/4, and brittle flexibility.
That's my wood?
Ooh.
That's your. Did you say is that my wood?
Yeah. I mean, you just described a
Yeah,
wood, right?
Your wand. It's
Oh,
not
my-
what,
oh.
It's what your wand is made up of.
What is it made up of?
Pine wood with a phoenix core, and it's a brittle flexibility.
Oh, so it's flexible.
A phoenix core is really cool
Okay.
to get.
A phoenix core means that you've risen from the ashes, like the phoenix.
It's the rarest type of core in a
yeah.
wand.
Did you
Phoenix
do this?
feathers. What?
Did you do this question for yourself?
Yeah.
What kind of wand did you end up
I
with?
haven't taken it in such a long time.
Do you want to do it now? No.
Sure.
You're like, okay. Do I have any more to do?
No, that's
That was it.
Your Hufflepuff, your Patronus is a Chow Dog, and your wand is pine
Okay.
with
There
a
you go.
phoenix core.
It's pine with the phoenix core, chow dog,
Remember,
Hufflepuff.
the wand
what are
chooses
your
the
three
wizard.
things?
I don't know because I love retaking the quizzes, and every time I
Mm-hmm.
retake them, I get a new answer for the wand of the Patronus.
Does that mean
Yeah.
that you're changing your responses?
No, it's different. It's different questions each
Ah,
time.
it's different questions. I see.
Wait,
So,
let me try to log
That
in.
makes
It's fun.
sense. It is. So what do you usually get?
I don't remember the wand one. I really don't. For Patronuses, I've gotten an otter. I've
gotten an otter too.
Oh,
So
really?
cute. I've gotten a deer.
I want you two to do the questions, and then us see what kind of animal pops up around.
See if we get
The
like.
Patronus question.
I gotta go soon.
Oh, yes, you do.
so-
But I'm not. Okay, welcome. Bye. Boop.
Would you like to see the book?
I would.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a little show and tell up here?
I would love to do.
I got in.
You
Can I
did.
count?
Yay!
Yay! Welcome to GGT Harry Potter special. Miss Becky is going to come on up now, and she's going to show her pop-up book from Harry Potter,
Woo.
which I will learn about. Whatever I have on my head right now is squeezing so tight it hurts. Ooh. Oh, it's the wig. God, it's crazy.
Ouch.
My mom was saying they're so tight.
The wigs.
They are really tight in there. Okay. Here's your little space there.
Thank you.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
my
yeah.
wand.
The
Yeah.
wand.
Uh-huh.
This is is really fun. This is really special because I think a lot of Harry Potter fans can agree that like this is definitely an escape. You know, it's an escape from reality, and whenever I felt like I was in my darkest times, I would go to the books and just kind of imagine I was somewhere else. That was a little escape.
So this helped you with real world troubles.
Yes.
Well, that's
definitely
the best thing that art can do, is really help people get process their own real life. If you think about it.
Yeah. So that's why it's such a strong community, and well, we have such dedicated fans. And also, it's such a once you're in it, it's such a rabbit hole from there.
Yeah, that's true.
There's so much detail and attention to the detail, and it just keeps going and going and going. And oh my goodness,
JD's hot.
gorgeous.
Okay, I'm ready for a
Love
pop-up
it.
I'm getting like
storytelling
Elton John vibes.
moment. Who got?
Probably because of the glasses.
The
yeah.
glasses.
Ah, yeah, the glasses do.
Okay.
Okay, I can hear you both.
Yay.
Overhead
Great.
cam.
Alrighty,
it.
here's my wand. So here is my
love
Harry
it.
Potter pop-up book. I got it at Target. With the app, you can save money. So I was lucky enough to grab this for $20.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's really nice.
So it's a gorgeous, gorgeous book, and it has little activities like this. I don't really know. What was it? I have to reread the books. This isn't a time turner, but it has.
I was gonna
some
say time turner, but it's not.
interactive.
Is it a time turner?
It's not a time turner.
Oh.
What's
This
the
is a
time turner?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's a device that helps you go back in time.
Oh, okay. So time travel exists in Harry Potter world?
Hermione has it. Yeah.
Hermione has it. She uses it third year to get to all her classes because she's an overachiever.
Okay.
She's the queen.
She goes
Like
back in time to get there
multiple
early.
courses.
So she can go do multiple classes at the same time.
Oh my.
And here, this is the page. This is a gorgeous page. To Harry Potter, the boy who lived.
Woo!
Oh, I love it.
And all the little. And
The
what's cool,
illustration is beautiful.
isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah.
And what's I love about these books is that in the movies, you start off and immediately it's Dumbledore, McGonagall are dropping off Harry at the doorstep. The book has a whole. It shows what happens beforehand. It tells you how his parents died and how he became this icon of hope in the wizarding world.
So is what's written in this book totally in addition to the Harry Potter novels?
It's the same.
Oh, so this is the
It
first,
is
is
the
this
first
the
This
first
is the
book?
novel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
Okay, it's the
just
first
with
book with
gorgeous
some extra stuff.
illustrations,
Got it,
yes,
got it,
and
got it.
pop-ups.
Yeah.
And let's see. We've also got this one.
It's really impressive.
It's one of the letters that Harry gets when. So one of the most iconic scenes is his Hogwarts acceptance letter. They send a whole bunch to his house, and his his aunt and uncle obviously don't want him to go to Hogwarts. They know about the wizarding world, and they don't want him to be a part of it because it's what killed his parents.
Oh.
So they're hiding all these acceptance letters, but they keep sending him more and more to the point where they
Wait,
flood
that's
their house
why
with letters.
his uncle and aunt don't want him to go to Hogwarts? Is to protect him?
In a way, yes. Also, they just straight up hate him. But, yes, to protect him as well.
And they don't like magic.
yeah.
Got it.
They're muggles. But look,
Muggles.
they send... So
Filthy.
they fill the house with these letters to the point where the aunt and uncle take him away to, like, a hotel. And to the point where they go into, like, the middle of the sea to a rock.
Literally on the illustration, kind of. Yeah.
It says,
Really?
to Mr. H.
Yeah.
Potter, the floor, on the rock, the sea. Because they
Yeah.
made him sleep on the floor. And it's so cool because you open it up. And voila, it's his Hogwarts acceptance letter. It shows what the
Man,
uniform.
I thought that letter was showing up for me, and it never
my-
did.
In real life?
Oh, when I was younger, I was like, "Where's my Hogwarts letter?"
Could
When
you
you
imagine
turn-
if your parents had done it?
Oh, I would have. Oh man,
Aw.
they
Like-
have them. You can like do it now.
Like, I bet
but-
there's a whole thing.
When the kid
Here's
turns
a good
11.
idea for a product. Because, there's new generations being born all the time. People are going to be discovering the Harry Potter books for the first time for many, many years to come.
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine if there was, like, when your child is reading this book, mail this letter. And, like, that way they'll get it. And as soon as chapter whatever happens, give it to them. Like,
Yeah.
you got this in the mail. Like, there would be, like, some way to sort of heighten the whole role play fantasy aspect of it.
That would be
I like
super
that.
cute.
Yeah.
That-
But
I
then-
would totally do that.
The kid would be super sad because, like,
Oh my
hey, Mom, where's my trunk?
I'm ready to go.
Did you buy the plane ticket yet?
I'm a Huff and Puff. Hufflepuff. And I will say that based on the way I look on camera right now, this is the gayest house.
There's really like...
You look like a Hufflepuff. I think it's the glasses.
I think it's
Hufflepuffs
the
would
wrists
wear
and the
those.
That's
hands.
true.
Hufflepuff would wear those glasses.
They
True.
would. Hufflepuff.
So here's another one. This is Diagon Alley, where
Diagonally.
diagonally, yes. Where Harry goes to get all his supplies for Hogwarts.
Okay.
JD called this downtown.
Downtown. So, hello. If you don't know about Harry Potter and you look at this picture, does that not look like downtown?
Yeah.
A gorgeous,
got a
gorgeous
great-
downtown.
There's an apothecary.
Lots of great
Harry.
architecture.
And it's also infamous for diagonally.
Diagonally.
So
Diagonally.
Floo powder is a way for wizards that are not of age to to get around transportation, to means of transportation, and they have to get the powder and throw it down and clearly say where they want to go. And Harry infamously does not say it clearly and mumbles Diagon Alley into diagonally and boom, blasts
Diagon
himself.
Alley, diagonally. I
Yeah,
see it.
seriously, say.
Okay.
He blasts
And she's
himself
like,
into a
say
sketchy
it
shot.
clear. And she's like, did he say diagonally? It's really funny.
So if you were like me and never watched all the films, and say this weekend, it's Friday, and I was going to
Binge.
just make a whole binge
Marathon.
moment, would there be some like something I could do to like check in, or video I should take, or like some way to go through the process of watching all the films and record something like fun that's associated with it? Like, is there...
Yeah, there are so many things that I'd want to get your reaction.
Yeah, exactly. So like, should I do like a live, like watch them all and do live reaction, or just start recording when I have a moment to react?
I think so, because remember that there are 8 movies and each movie is like 2.5 hours long.
Oh my God. So this is like
So-
16 plus hours.
Yeah,
of
Yeah, it's a
entertainment.
full morning to night if you were to do it in one day.
In one day.
More and
Yeah.
over.
But you
It takes
can.
a whole
I'm
weekend.
trying to power wash the
Depends
neighbor's house.
on, yeah.
So, well, I'll try to squeeze some in, and I will make little notes of when things stand out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Do you
this
think
is so
you have to start
exciting.
with the first
Yes.
film?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Go in order. If you're going to do it, just go in
Yeah.
order.
I just know that so many times, like, you don't watch the pilot because it's like they were trying to figure it out. It's usually a TV show anyways, picks up around episode 2 or 3, and sort of like the first episode was just to sell it, but for a film that's different.
Yeah, the
obviously.
pilot
There's
episodes
8
of
films.
shows like never look the same.
Do
as
you think
the...
it was wise of them to separate the last book into 2 movies?
Yes.
Yes.
Because there was too much.
Yeah.
To,
Oh, you couldn't have done that in one.
Yeah. How do you when
the
you
book is like this big.
But a book has
book-
a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah.
And so does a movie. So how do you have 2 movies
'Cause
represent one book?
It's part 1.
Cliffhanger.
Deathly
Is there
Hallows
a-
part 1 and Deathly Hallows part 2.
Got it.
And also, those books are so thick. If you have the hardcovers, they could be used as weapons.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Not even an exaggeration. They're hefty. You can knock someone out
And that's
with
why
them.
parents were so glad that their daughters were reading. It's like, here's a good little like fight the boys off with this.
Yeah, no kid.
Well, that's one of the quote that we did earlier was
Yeah.
an Emma Watson quote, and it was, young girls are told you have to be the delicate princess. Hermione taught them that you can be the warrior.
Oh,
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
And we could do an Emma Watson celebrity moment with her in a couple
Oh
of
my
weeks.
gosh, he has the perks of being
Yeah.
on our interview.
I've
Emma's-
interviewed her a few times. Most recently, I think, for Beauty and the Beast. That was not.
Wow,
most-
yeah.
Oh my God.
That's not a very recent title, I know, but that was the last time I was doing some serious
Yeah.
reporting. So
I
that'll be
love
fun.
her so much.
She was lovable.
So
Yeah.
here is a pop-up of Hogwarts. It's a small one. There's another one.
Mm-hmm.
But this is super pretty. Look at that.
Wow.
And then
So
it
colorful.
shows like all the house colors in here and the stairways, the Great Hall with the house colors.
Yeah.
It even shows the kitchen
Take it.
in the
Oh, I don't know why I thought I was
Oh,
on it.
I'm like, I
here
want
are
to
the
see it.
grounds and the kitchen and the Great Hall with all the house colors. What's cool about reading the books is that there's things that were never mentioned in the movies, like the kitchen under the castle. That's
There's
where
a
all
kitchen under the castle?
yeah, that's where all the house elves go
We're
in
in
and
the
make
studio
the food.
under the kitchen. Just,
where the elves hang out.
I'm just saying.
Man, I was so intrigued. I didn't even realize I didn't switch. Sorry, viewers.
Wow. So this book is the story of Harry Potter's first book.
This is
But
yes.
it's done with all these extra features like pop outs. Oh, this
Imagery.
Is great.
Yeah.
So this isn't really for your first time reader. Like a first time reader should probably just get the regular book. That way they don't have to. Or do you think this would be a good book for a first time reader?
I mean, I don't see why not. It adds a whole nother element to it, but I don't see why not. It has the entire story on there plus illustrations. I'd love to read this as a first time reader.
I wonder if they do a audio book of Harry Potter.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
Do you think with all the actors?
No. It's different.
Do you think J.K. Rowling does it?
Who does it?
No, it's a guy.
Some British dude.
It's like
Harry Potter. Once upon a time, there was a boy wizard.
it's kind of like that actually.
So here is a picture of the Great Hall normally, and what I love about this one, oh my God, you flip it down, and it's the Great Hall at Christmas.
Oh, literally
gorgeous, JD.
Wait, look at this is how long the delay is. I'm
was
watching
to
on
spend
Switch. Oh, I see. That
the
looks so
imagery of
nice.
Hogwarts at Christmas. Like when I think about Christmas, I think about Hogwarts.
Me too. It's such
Really?
a Christmas. Oh yeah.
Like if we can walk into Hogwarts at Christmas, I think I'd just start bawling. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know what to do with myself.
A lot of people like consider Harry Potter like a Christmas movie. Like
I could see it.
Really?
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
the first one? Did they used to come out during the Christmas season? Oh, these were. I remember that Harry Potter always came out around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Every year, Harry Potter would. So different tentpole films from the different studios would take over like a weekend. Like your 4th of July. You know, those 4th of July movies were always like the Will Smith movies. Like some big action summer blockbuster.
Spring summers are action usually.
And then
Yeah.
Twilight and Mockingbird, like the
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. Those always came out in March, part of the what's the long weekend that happens up in, maybe it's like spring break or whatever.
Spring break.
And then the Harry Potters always came out around Thanksgiving, and then ran all the way through the end
September.
of the year.
I didn't know that.
The first one came, or what was it? Or October? I don't know. But yeah, and it's like since they're in school, the movies are like the school season. So it's like they come to school, they have Christmas, then like the spring comes and they go home. And that's
Okay.
kind of like each movie kind of goes through the school year.
Okay.
One school year per movie.
And they always
then
highlight
even
Christmas.
as individual chapters, they all make sense. But then as one big block, they're also great.
And you know what's funny? Voldemort always waits till the end of the year to attack Harry. So like he does care about his academic achievements. No.
Let him learn.
Right?
Before I
It's
kill
always
him.
after Christmas. Here's another one. So in the first book, the 3 kids have their first adventure, and one of the tasks is to be a giant magical game of wizard's chess.
Wizard's chess.
And check
Wizard's
this
chess.
out.
Whoa! That is so cool.
Oh
Wizard's
my
chess.
goodness.
And the 3 kiddos are here. I don't know if you could see, but the 3 kiddos are there.
He's going to sacrifice
no.
himself.
I'm
Oh my God,
watching it.
iconic scene. No, you can't do that.
That's so cool.
Not me. Not Hermione. You.
You.
And then
What film was that from?
the first
The
one,
first-
Sorcerer's
Not
Stone.
me. Not
Not
Hermione.
Hermione.
What? And what is that
You.
moment?
Ron. And it's like the end of Wizard's Chess when Harry has to make a dangerous move.
What do you think about Harry Potter being still a male-driven storyline?
I don't think of it like that, if
Yeah,
I'm being
no.
honest.
You don't?
No, because Harry wouldn't
I mean,
have
the
been
name
able.
of it's Harry Potter.
I know, but Harry would not have done any of it without Hermione and Ron there.
No, yeah. And
Like none of it would
And
have
yet
happened.
it's not Hermione Potter.
Well, Harry
and the
Potter is the
Sorcerer's
boy
Stone.
who lived.
And it could have been the girl who lived. I'm just saying, like, if you really dig into every single choice, there was a reason that J.K. Rowling made it a boy wizard. Why wasn't it a girl wizard? Maybe it was. We don't know, right? The original
In the real
version.
story.
I know it's so hard to, like, even think of undoing, like, all this legacy and everything, but there is a reason why even, like, a movie like Harry Potter has 2 male leads and 1 female lead. Like, and if you were to count all of the male and female characters, not to start some, like, you know,
No, but
like,
it's true.
conspiracy. But the truth is that we live in such a patriarchal society, Western Europe, Western America, United States, that people create art and don't even realize the influence that their patriarchal norms are having on their art.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Who's the head? It's Dumbledore.
Oh,
you know,
for
all the people
sure.
of power are male. I mean, we have McGonagall, but she's what? She's Dumbledore's like right hand woman.
Umbridge takes over as
Like,
headmaster.
literally,
is-
Umbridge becomes
you know what?
headmaster for a man.
She's
a woman.
but how is
She's
she perceived? A villain.
But
And she is.
Let's, in our new version, what if we retold the story of Harry Potter, but everywhere along the way we switched the genders of the people who were performing? So rather than Harry, Hermione, and
Ron.
Ron, It's,
Ron Weasley.
It's you know, Genevieve, Bruce, and
Oh, man.
Clara.
Bruce.
You know, and like
It's just so like I definitely feel that way with so
Every
much in our
girl.
media, like
I know.
how much male lead. But there's something I don't necessarily. I mean, there's a lot of things that are controversial in Harry Potter for sure, and J.K. Rowling and her
Really?
writing. I think just the fact that she called someone Cho Chang is
Yeah.
a disgrace. But I do like it because, well, one, Harry isn't like, I don't think of him as this like stereotypical man, but I also don't think in British culture like they don't reference like men the same as like American culture does. Like,
there's not as much toxic masculinity
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You're right. And in fact, so much to the point that a lot of times we make a joke in the gay world, it's like gay or British.
yeah, no, it's so
Oh.
true. Like
Because
my British guy friends like will kiss each other all the time,
yeah,
and they're
exactly.
they're
Like,
straight.
It's just a much more
I need to find myself a
inclusive-
British boyfriend.
I think
Yeah, British
genuine, just British or just like anybody who's part of a culture where they don't put so much weight on norms and rather just on people, you know, like on the
Yeah.
natural way of being. But yeah, I have noticed that though. Like
Yeah.
over the years, I've thought, oh, British men are there's much less toxic masculinity in the British culture than there is in the American culture.
For sure, it's definitely it's more so like prevalent in
It has
the
Hogwarts on it.
in the
Is
Weasleys
this?
than
My purse, it has
Oh,
Hogwarts
this
on
is
it.
Hogwarts?
yeah.
Yeah.
so
Oh yeah, this is just
cute.
your normal everyday purse.
Yeah.
And it's also
It's-
Harry Potter.
And it has a snitch on the side.
Becky, I don't want you to go, but I don't want you to be late.
I know it's
I
for.
want
Okay,
you to
I just
honor
wanna
your-
make sure
maybe
that-
we should go to. Do we have another
Yeah.
mindful moment?
Yeah, we do.
But thank you so much. Oh wait, one more picture.
Oh, yeah.
One more picture. But thank you so much for letting me show this beautiful, beautiful book. Look at this
Thanks
last
for
one.
bringing
This
it.
last image. The floating candles, and this is when they're turning.
Iconic.
They at the end of the year, they
yeah.
like each house has points. Like if you're good or if you answer a question right, they give you points per house. And at the end of the year, whoever has the most points wins. And like they deck the Great Hall out in
Well,
those
the
colors.
Slytherins are the ambitious house. So
The
they would always
Slytherins
win.
won this year, but because
Aha.
Harry, Hermione, and Ron
That's
went
true.
on the adventure and basically like saved Hogwarts, they turned the green banner into red. So this is a picture of the green turning to red.
Yeah.
Got it.
And,
when you
look at
leave,
that.
and Mariah and I are still talking about this in our next block, I'm going to ask questions like, why put a negative spin on any of the houses? Like, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's impossible to, like, if your leads are all Gryffindors,
Gryffindors.
that's what the world is going to see as the good guys.
Right.
for sure.
Which means that the Slytherins are the bad guys.
Uh huh.
But really, they're not.
The Death Eaters, it should have been just a group of like wizards that aren't just Slytherins. I mean, anyone
Right.
could be a villain.
And
And,
I just feel
we
like the
have-
ones
there
that
are
would
really
get the most
amazing
questions right on
Slytherins.
the tests would be the Slytherins because they're the most ambitious. They're studying the hardest. They're trying
Ravenclaws.
to get ahead. Like,
Ravenclaws are more studious in that,
Studious.
like books and studious.
Mm.
Well, Slytherins will find a way to get ahead, and you know,
Without doing the work.
yeah.
What's the big thing I can say in Harry Potter that's like, abracadabra?
Well, for let's see,
One.
what's
I'm
up?
getting ready because we're gonna go into the break.
Oh.
Get ready to push that
Say-
mindful music, mindful moment music.
Say, I'm like, what's a spell that would make sense for this?
Ooh, pass me my spells.
Oh, perfect.
Alohomora.
Hello,
You could say incendio.
Incendio.
How about
You could say expecto patronum, incendio,
Expectrum
lumos,
patronum.
alohomora.
Expecto Patronum?
Yeah.
I just unplugged my thing.
It's okay. Expectrum patronum. And then this
expectrum.
spell is going to take us into our next mindful moment.
It's expecto patronum.
Expecto
Expecto
Patronum.
patronum.
Are we going?
1, 2, 3. Expecto
Expecto
patronum. Push the button.
Patronum.
Becky, push it. Push the music.
Which
mindful
button?
moment. Go.
Hey everyone.
Next week my dad's coming down to see the show. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to come into the studio.
Okay.
And then I hate two weeks back to back, but the following week is my spring break.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Just text me and we'll talk.
But I'll
about it.
definitely send in the VOs.
Okay.
And I'll keep you posted.
Yay!
So thank you. This is so much fun.
Yay! I know. Hi everyone. It's just me in the studio, as you can see, because there are some things happening upstairs, so it's just me right now. I feel like I have too much power, but okay, what should I talk about? Just random Harry Potter stuff. What is my favorite Harry Potter movie? Is Order of the Phoenix. My second favorite is probably Prisoner of Azkaban. I like the middle movies. My favorite character is Snape. I think Snape has the coolest character development in the entire series. I think he's the most interesting character, and I think playing him would be the coolest thing in the world. And I also love Hermione. I don't know how you can't love Hermione, especially if you're a woman. And Emma Watson is just amazing. Why am I blanking on things to say now? And I have so much to say normally. Play Smash or Pass with different characters. Okay. How about you put characters in the chat and I'll say Smash or Pass. And if you know character names, I'll say Smash or Pass. That TikTok sounds always in my head. Smosh. What was the game? Isn't that the TikTok? Can you not think of characters' names? Is that why? Hermione? Smash. Duh. Next. There's a lag, so I'm like, don't know what to do in the middle. Dumbledore? Why do I feel like it's disrespectful to say pass? But I'm going to say pass because I wouldn't do that. This is fun. I don't want to have sex with Dumbledore. He's like a grandpa. Oh, Dumbledore, if we're talking about Dumbledore like 100 years ago, probably Smash for sure. The new movie coming out, definitely Smash. Luna, Smash. I love Luna. But I also identify with Luna, so it's kind of like I'm saying Smash to myself, but that's fine too. I'm so proud of you for knowing all these characters' names. Bellatrix, Smash. Man, do I have a fat crush on her. She is so badass and cool. Actually, if I could play any character, it would be Bellatrix. I'm definitely one to be a fan of villains because I think villains are misunderstood and deserve more of a voice than they are given. So she probably she would use some like sex magic on you and just I love that this is what we're doing for DGT right now. Sorting Hat, pass, because I don't even know how I would smash. That's not why, by the way. I wouldn't do that anyway. Let's do some wizards and witches and not any inanimate. Well, I guess that's not is that an inanimate object technically? I don't know. Moaning Myrtle, pass. Yeah, I'm on. I'm playing Smash or Pass.
I can't come on camera until I know that you're not on camera.
I'm on camera.
Okay.
What do you want me to do?
Throw up an asset, like something.
Well, I don't think you can't see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can't see.
That's for you.
Oh my goodness. I'm playing Smash or Pass with the chat right now.
Smash Pass. Hi everybody.
With
Welcome back.
Different characters from Harry Potter so far.
I just heard you talking down here. I'm like, that. I love her.
It's like,
let's go on.
hey, it's fun. So far we did Hermione. I said Smash.
Okay.
Would you Smash or Pass Hermione?
Wait, is this Smash or Pass like have sex with?
Yeah, but it's more so like it's been taken into like this TikTok trend where it's more so just a joke. But
Well, I would definitely pass on Hermione.
yeah,
Personally.
What about Dumbledore?
Okay, I don't know who Dumbledore is.
Dumbledore's the one with the big beard that goes all the way down.
Good beard,
Yeah, Smash. Okay. Bellatrix Lestrange. I don't think you know who that is. I'm trying to think of. Someone put the Sorting Hat in there. Would you smash or pass?
With the Sorting Hat? Oh, fully smash it. Is that a big enough?
And then Moaning Myrtle, purely based off the name. Purely based off the name.
Already moaning.
Fun fact, Moaning Myrtle was played by someone in their 40s when this movie came out, and she was supposed to be like a young girl. It's kind of interesting. It's funny.
I love that. I love when there's like little secrets from the set.
Yeah.
You didn't realize were true.
Yeah.
Especially in something as famous as Harry Potter.
Yeah. Throw in some more smash or pass
Smash pass.
in the chat, people.
I would totally log on except I smashed my computer. By the way, I wish I'd passed on smashing my computer in the last second.
Dang. I'm like the camera's shaking because Rue is under the desk.
No, Rue, get over. By the way, we have. Oh, by the way.
I know.
Come here. We gotta put you in.
We gotta show. Oh, Dobby. Pass because I have so much love for Dobby. Thank you for telling me that. I was not paying attention. I was distracted. Dobby passed because Dobby's like, that's like bestiality. I feel like
Sit there. Good.
you can't smash an elf. I mean, you can, I'm sure, but
Rue is ready for his
look
close-up.
at Roo Woo.
It's okay, Rue.
Oh my
No.
goodness.
Okay, that's not gonna happen. That's too tight.
Look at him. He's trying to take it off.
There you
Look at
go,
him.
Rue, Rue.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
you talk there, okay? Rue, what's your answer to question number 1?
I'm gonna cry, Rue.
Did you assign the code red? Sorry. that's-
Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
You're hell right I did. You're damn right I did. Remember that scene? Jack Nicholson, everybody. The code
Look
red.
at Rue. Oh my goodness.
He's like, and there. Okay, yeah, that was it. He was like, "Daddy, nope, I'm not staying up here during the whole show." You will when you're a bit older, son.
So cute.
He's only. We just did the math, and he found George and I last summer. We think he was about 2 or 3 months old. He had very baby teeth.
Yeah, I remember.
So that would have been June. So he's about a year old.
Yeah.
Like he's literally just 1, and he's still intact because we've learned from our veterinarian that you don't want to castrate a dog too soon
Oh, yeah.
because you want them
That's-
to grow fully.
Yeah.
And then there's a point where it's like the safest to castrate them so that they are no longer reproductive, so they don't create a bunch of puppies out there.
Right.
But we also have a. I can assure you, Rue's a virgin. Rue is. He wouldn't know what to do with himself if he ever found a bitch
Yeah.
to like hang out with. You know, like that's a female dog.
Mr. Weasley, smash.
Mr. Weasley smashed.
Definitely smash.
So I love
that my
that you're
boyfriend
still
is asking
using.
me that.
Wait, go ahead.
I
What's
love
that?
that my boyfriend's asking me who I would sleep with on Harry Potter.
Well, he wants. Actually, if I was your boyfriend, I'd be asking too. Like, let's see what she's into. What is her type? What is her taste? What's going on? So it's so sad that it's just. I need to like. I need to just focus on being able to hear.
Should I do this off the?
On what?
Should I do this off to the side like that?
No, I don't think so. I'll engage people. Hey, everybody. So in the meantime, while Mariah is figuring out what she's doing with the cameras, and we are figuring things out on set here, we encourage you to tell anybody that you know about Gals, Gays, and Theys, because we are dedicated to creating a space online that is regular, consistent, safe, smart, like-minded. We are a place for LGBTQ plus people and any marginalized group, people of color, women. I mean, who hasn't been marginalized, right? Well, there are plenty of privilege. You've got male privilege.
Yeah.
I know. I keep stealing that from RuPaul's Drag Race, but it's true. Like, you know who you are out there. You've got all the privilege. Now we're taking it back.
Woo!
And I just was talking until Mariah got back on screen, and now we have her. There she is, folks, back in the lower corner.
Should I be in a different corner? I don't
No,
know what
I
corner
like
to go
it.
in.
I like it.
Me too.
So catch me up. So we're back to Harry Potter. Today's been the Harry Potter special on Gals,
Yeah.
Gays, and Theys.
Yeah. Someone did ask, wait, why are we doing Harry Potter Day today?
Oh, yes, because you recently had a 25th birthday.
Yeah.
So they inducted you into the Harry Potter Hall of Fame at Universal Studios.
Exactly. I am
Been there 4
a
times in
witch.
the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. I have videos.
There you go. Let's do it. I actually am very excited to see
Okay,
these.
so, I didn't have time to quickly fix it before the show, so I'm going to have to do
That's
it
fine.
live. But I have to show this because Kaylee made a TikTok
Oh, Kaylee.
of coming to surprise me. So for those who don't know, my best friend surprised me. My best friend and boyfriend planned it and surprised me live on the show, so you should watch that last week's episode.
That was really fun.
Yeah, it was really, really a fun show. And we went to Universal together. And so, but yeah, so the TikTok was really cute because it was her surprising me. Okay, let me see if I can.
She loves you so much. Oh,
Let me see if I can.
when you get... Oh, look at this.
I'm close.
Yay. Oh, this is a whole, like, reel. Oh, she did a whole thing.
And so for the viewers.
Oh, I love this.
For the viewers,
Right.
they will see
some airport
the
carpet.
music is Harry Potter music.
Oh, no, you just broke up.
So yeah,
These connections are so sensitive. It is like...
look at there's Harry.
There it is.
And
Le
then this is where
Fleur.
she's surprised.
Oh, someone works. Oh, I love it. Are we showing all this? Oh, we're going to have to show
Yeah.
this twice because I wasn't tuning in for a second. Oh. So that's us. That's where we... Oh. So this was her... she posted this on stories or something?
She just put the TikTok together and then she like posted it on her
TikTok.
Instagram. Yeah. So
There we are walking. She's walking. She's coming to see you at the airport. She's flying in from Portland. Oh, she flew all night
bless.
to get
She
here.
flew Spirit Airlines for me.
God bless her. They're held together with trust and duct tape. And then she came to work. And then she said, "Oh, there's the moment. That's the moment.
It was
that's
a
the money.
legitimate like
That is the money shot.
jump out of my chair moment.
Because what I love was that you kind of had an idea something might happen, but you
Right.
didn't really know the works. And the fact that like just a few days prior, we'd had our 25th celebration Zoom party,
Right.
and she was in part of that. You could very easily think like, oh, well, she showed up for that, so she
Exactly.
wasn't going to also fly in.
Exactly.
Oh, and then
So, yeah.
so you got here. So we're trying to get to Harry Potter, everybody. We promise you this is a full circle. We have one train that left the station today. It's the Harry Potter train.
Just one.
So they took you to Universal Studios.
Oh yeah.
Le Fleur
La Fleur.
and Casey,
Kaylee.
her too.
And
By the way, Casey
And my
was
best-
there.
and my
She was
other
a
friend,
spirit,
Chloe.
and she was invisible.
it was actually really great. So I'll give a little backstory because on Saturday morning we were like, okay, we're doing a full Universal day. And I had my robe. I had my whole outfit ready because I won't go to Universal now without my robe. Because how could I? And my
Why
wand.
would you? Exactly.
So I can do spells when I'm there. And my best friend Chloe, who I went to college with, it's been like something I wanted to do for a long time for my birthday was do like all my friends wear wigs. Like I always think it's
Oh, I
so
love
fun
that.
when everyone wears colorful wigs
I
and you
do
just go
too.
get weird and like have fun. I think that's so much fun. And she shows up to my place with a bag full of every color wig you could imagine.
Oh, this is so
And
sweet.
so I'm like, oh my gosh, so we're finally doing it. So we all wore wigs. Like
Whose friend is it? Wait, which friend is this?
Chloe.
How does she not been here?
I know. Well, so Chloe, we went to college together. She lives in Santa Monica.
All right. Hi, Chloe. You're gonna be here soon.
Oh, she'll definitely will. We've talked about it before. She
Perfect.
just has the craziest schedule because she's getting her master's right now and working full time. So she like works a full shift and then goes to school and works on Saturdays, or has class
And
on
has
Saturdays.
so many wigs.
And has so many wigs, and I don't even know how. And keeps up her Shrek obsession. I don't know how she holds up to it,
You just
but
threw into the bus.
yeah.
You and the Shreks.
Her phone case is Shrek. She's
Aw.
so you'll love her. Like she'll definitely come in.
That's like me and the Spice Girls. Like everybody has their generational thing. That
Hers
like
is Shrek and Hannah Montana.
exactly. And mine is the Spice Girls. You do the math.
I love
Like
you,
there's
Chloe.
every era has this like if you would have a phone case, if you would out of your way to pay $7.99 at Ross to buy a phone case with somebody on it, you're a fan. And
True.
for me, that's the Spice Girls. For your friend, that is Shrek.
For me,
for
it
you,
would be
it's
Harry
Harry
Potter.
Potter.
Yeah,
Full circle.
it
back
for
to
sure
the park.
would be Harry Potter. But yeah,
And-
so we wore wigs. I'm like, I don't think I pulled up any of the wig stuff.
I hope you. Oh, but wait, do you see a photo coming up?
There
Oh,
is-
I have to say this. All the photos that you have pulled up literally look like they're from. This photo I know was just taken. Like,
And it's
out
a
of-
video too.
and this moment looks like a photo that would be taken on set with like a full on haunted house. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what people don't realize when they go to Disneyland or Universal Studios. I mean, there's so much effort put into your experience. Like, there's so much more going on than people realize. And I want to honor that because I love honoring work. And I also love going to these theme parks.
Yeah.
And the details are so powerful.
Amazing, the
Really
stuff in
is.
Harry Potter World. I mean, it's not just the rides. You can go into the stores and go to the candy store and go to the Three Broomsticks and get
then
lunch.
You take your wand, and the
It's
wand,
interactive.
you got to hold your wand up to the camera. First of all, there you are. You move scenes. I feel like you and I should take up an equal amount of space on the screen.
I just like my little
I know exactly what you like. All right, so show them.
I'm big on the Twitch.
Your
That didn't make any sense.
I feel like this. That's a pretty big Twitch too.
I'm big on the Twitch.
By the way, why did they name it Twitch?
Did something just did it unplug again?
Did you just pop? Did you hear that?
I thought something fell on the ground. No? It might have been Rue.
No, where's Rue? Exactly. I feel like any moment we're gonna lose a signal because Rue's just chewing through a cable and we're not paying attention to where he is.
Rue. I don't even know.
Let's just pull it together for our fans and friends.
Fans.
What's going on with this video?
Oh, okay. So this is an example of how you can interact
All right.
at the park.
Okay.
And this is Kaylee doing the spell.
Mm-hmm.
She was trying. She wasn't getting
She was
it.
summoning the energy. I can see her.
She was really focused. Look at her face.
But just look at the backdrop.
This is why I love her.
I love.
She's so into it. And we were doing this for so long, trying to get the spells to work that...
No, denied. That was good. I got it.
Yeah. And she...
I get the full story.
We ended up really getting close with the employees at Universal and Harry Potter World because the amount of times we tried to get into Ollivanders, for those who don't know, it's where you get your wand and there's an interactive show at Harry Potter World that you can do. And we went on it until we got chosen. We both got chosen. And it was really cool. And everyone there was so fun. And all the people that worked there were like, everyone that works in Harry Potter World is cool.
The thing about being a big fan of something, especially when it's as big as Harry Potter and they actually have a theme park where you can go like sort of immerse yourself in the whole world.
Yeah.
Is being a fan of that is like, it's for those moments that you're in it. It's like your life's a cartoon almost. Like it's like this sense of like I'm living in a, like it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's and I don't know that everybody even understands what fandom means.
Yeah.
Like,
Kaylee and I are both good examples of like we're fan people.
Yeah.
We
like,
are
you
fangirls.
care, like the thing has touched you so much.
Yeah.
This work, someone's
Yeah.
art. Something's vibrating over here.
What's vibrating?
That you are now attached, as are millions of other people. And we don't really talk about that enough, I think, in society. Like how much it means, like just to get to be a fan of something
Right.
is such a gift because
Yeah.
you get to look at because of you and your fandom of Harry Potter, we have an entire Friday show.
Yeah, I love it. Oh my gosh.
You know, I love it so much.
It's true.
And I don't know Harry Potter. I didn't do this because I love it.
Right.
You love it. I love what it means.
Right.
And I also, as a former school teacher, love what Harry Potter did for education.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people did not, like reading wasn't something that was thought of as a virtue. Mm-hmm. And then kids were like, oh no, I want to read this. Because like everyone in school's reading. Like
everyone waiting in the line when the books were released out the door. I mean, it's
raised a whole generation of readers.
Amazing.
It
And
really
there's
has.
so many people that are in my position. And I mean, when I walk into Harry Potter World and like one time when I was with Sergey, we walked in and I started crying. Mm-hmm. and the guy at the front was just like, first time here.
Oh.
And it wasn't. But I was like, it's so funny because it's not anyone that works there.
That means it's happening for like a million other Mariahs.
Exactly. Because he was
the
like,
power of
it's
art.
not surprising that someone would walk in here and cry because that's how much it means to so many people.
Oh my gosh. What thing is out there in like imagination that we could create a real space for and make people feel like that would be a fun project, actually.
Yeah.
Like Harry Potter probably has like, okay, I have an idea. So what you can experience at Harry Potter at Universal Studios in Los Angeles, the entertainment capital of LA.
Yes.
Sorry, I gotta say that. Not that they're a sponsor, but maybe they will be.
Oh man.
I'm
Please.
pause for sponsorship.
Can I work at Harry Potter World one day a week just to experience it?
Like, I feel like rather than think about what we can do for like this current brand that already has like a big following,
Yeah.
or do we take Harry Potter and be like, what's that scene that no one's like? We need to recreate it. Like, we need to give people a Harry Potter experience.
Not me.
Like, but that has not been exploited yet. Like, what's
Yeah.
the thing that? I mean, there's 7 books, 8 films. In that, there must be something that is not overly saturated.
Definitely the book and the books for sure.
So let's look to the books.
Yeah.
So when seven books, right?
And they're thick.
That's what he said.
We love a good thick book. We like the thick. We love the thick.
I mean, Lafleur just blew up on the chat. He was like, "Yes," and I have no computer because I broke it during the last segment.
And he said, "I think fan communities are great because they create a common language and a safe space between people, allowing us to connect and escape everything else."
Aw, yeah, he's
Yeah.
really smart. All right, you got to buy that one dinner. Get him home. Seal that deal, Mariah. Let's bring him home. We like you, Lafleur. Yeah, so I do think he's right though. It's like what fandom does is it makes you sort of a like it gives you that rest. Like life is exciting enough,
Yeah.
but there's something very special about a fictional world that someone spends so much time creating that it influences your own real world. Like it can give people confidence. It can give people, you know, that's why we come back on things like what are the genders of all these characters
Right.
so much, because they influence so much.
Right.
So I do think that there's a joy in it. And I also think there's a little bit of a responsibility in it. Like, let's make these characters something that all people, like it's 2022,
Yeah.
like not just boys,
Yeah.
girls, and not just boys and girls.
Yeah.
Non-binary kids in between, everybody who is alive ought to have some fun fictional character to become a super fan of, so that you're a super fan.
Yeah.
Because this is fun. Like what we did today was
I mean,
fun.
we're talking about people running around in robes and saying
right?
magic spells. You're telling me that they don't got a bunch of gay people in there?
Exactly.
Like, come on.
All the gays all the time. So tell me, by the way, thank you for reminding me. What was the thing? You have a story about being an adult woman in a robe.
Oh gosh. Yeah, because okay, I've told this a few times just because it's so funny. I think it's so funny. It was in Ollivanders when I got chosen to do my spell and
wait,
get my wand.
is that an attraction at Universal
It's
Studios?
like a little show that you can do.
Ollimanders.
Sergey
it's
said,
called?
"Here we go."
Oh, here we go. My computer is broken.
I know.
I have no way of knowing what's happening in the chat.
know.
By the way, if you ever
We
wanted
got
to,
people in the chat right now.
which is my welcome.
Or
Thank
in
you.
the audience, I guess.
Like,
but-
we love you. Thank you for being
Yeah.
here. We're not going to talk about
There's
nothing
a lot
important.
Of, there's a lot of new people in here, and
Great.
hi.
Hi, new people. So Mariah is telling us all about her obsession with Harry Potter. We dedicated our entire Friday, which is unscripted, by the
Yeah.
way. And anybody here who wants to know, you can come here, right wherever you found us, from 2 p.m. on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Woo.
On Tuesdays, we do kind of a grown-up show. Business up front. You're in the party in the back moment.
Yeah.
So if you're catching us on a Friday,
We love a good back moment.
right? There's probably a lot of. Oh, I don't even have my hat on. Literally,
Was
the
that
whole.
you or the sound effect?
That was me,
Oh.
but I also have one of these. Now I have my hat on.
Wow.
The whole time I was just giving my little soapbox speech, I thought I had my hat on, so that's why it's funny to me. But yes, we are party in the front. No. We're business
in
up
the
front
front.
on Tuesdays, party in the back on Fridays. Today's a Friday. We happen to be going deep into the Harry Potter connection. And Mariah is sharing with us right now why Harry Potter changed her life, made it okay to be Mariah, and has been nothing but amazing ever since.
Am I blushing?
Yeah, you are. You're fully red. But not that anyone knows because you're a tiny little box.
I'm getting called out.
I love it.
Mariah, stop blushing. I can't.
You know what's funny is sometimes when we have guests and stuff on the couch, like I have moments where I get to break. And I'm like, oh, it's them now full screen. But you don't have a full screen Mariah moment.
No.
Like you and I should go back and forth and it could be like a big screen, which fun facts guests, watch what an engineer can do on screen live to make herself a full screen.
No.
The notion of it, or at least put us in two boxes side by side.
Okay.
Like, so Mariah does a lot. Like, I'm just going to work on your forever future resume. So look what you can. What's funny is, so in the studio here, I can see two different screens on my return monitor. I can see the preview and the program. The preview is what Mariah is working on right now, so she's sort of feverishly resizing things within our neon GGT backdrop. And then, meanwhile, what you're seeing is this, the program screen, where she's working on what she's doing. But I'm seeing what she's doing over there. And if you've never lived in this world, it's a very fun world to live in, because you not only get to know what your engineer is thinking about and working on, but also talk while they're doing it to influence the way they think about themselves. So,
Well, here I am.
there she is. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Yeah, everybody, welcome Mariah to the screen. I think this is the first time since we started doing this that you're equal screens.
One time I went full screen to say goodbye.
Oh,
But it was for like 2 seconds. I was like, bye, everyone. And then I closed.
I know, this is a big deal for you. But you look gorgeous, first of all.
Thank you.
Look, put your hand up. High five. Boop.
Oh.
There you go.
I don't know why I started doing the robot.
I love how I'm just like looking at your lighting too. See how so this is a fun fact. You know, we could teach people about little production stuff here.
Yeah.
Like, see how you look a little bit purple, like a little bit. That's because there's the light where she is a little colder than where we are. Our nice warm like key lights. Mm-hmm. But we're gonna have to get. That means, you know what
I
it
like the
is.
darkness.
I can see that light's not on. Your ring light's not on.
What?
You could be pushing that button, and and everyone would be like, "Oh, she looks so amazing."
But I feel like sometimes it makes me look worse.
Oh, and sometimes it makes it work worse, but we don't. JD doesn't know, 'cause he hasn't seen it lately to be able to vote, and she's like, "I'm not gonna do it live on air. It's one button, just pink and oh, there she is. Oh, right. Okay, well, yeah, that's fluorescent lighting. We don't want that. Oh, wait, what's going on here? Look at those two bands on your head. You
I
look
feel like you can see me so much more. Maybe
which
that's
is
why I don't like it.
exactly what I like. Now we look even. Look, I got 3 key lights on me, folks. Mariah cannot come in from the dungeon and be like, I'm going to also be on
That's
screen.
so funny that you say that, because the Slytherin common room is in the dungeons.
And you're
Just had to throw that in there. I'm a Slytherin.
Slytherin.
Yeah. Can
Right.
you tell?
I think we should fully come back to Harry Potter. I actually can tell, actually. Yeah. Talented, smart, cunning,
ambitious,
prideful,
I do have
dominant, destructive.
pride. Yeah.
But I do think also that we have a good thing going here when it comes to introducing concepts and ideas to people that are fun, like the Harry Potter. The whole Harry Potter focus today is more than just us focusing on something that's a fan favorite.
Right.
There's a lot of messaging in Harry Potter that is directly in line with the GGT messaging, which is acceptance of people who are different, understanding that people come in different shapes and sizes. You know, I mean, we don't have a sorting hat, but if we did, it would have a rainbow flag on it.
Yes, it would.
And the rainbow flag, what would our 4 categories be? Okay, we have to be careful. You're like, this is when they got canceled. So I think what are gay, like, so there's the gay is happy, so there's a history there with that word.
True.
We could say Gabledore.
Gabledore.
Gabledore. There's the Gabledore house.
There's the
I think this is a dangerous route to go down, because I'm thinking like everything I think of is going to be a little bit like, oh, should I think through that?
Transgenovia.
Transgenovia is it's one of the main characters that was left out of the original Harry Potter.
Transgenovia.
You make yourself laugh. I love it.
I do make myself laugh a lot. I think I'm a lot funnier than I think people think I am. But that's okay. As long as I find myself funny, isn't that important?
No, I think you're funny.
Thank you.
And super forward thinking. I think if people knew just how much like it takes to run the whole show that you're running and participate. Like you're with me right now. I'm doing nothing. We should make it clear for people. Like I'm over here doing nothing, and
Sound
she's
effects.
over there. Oh yeah, that's true.
So
And you're over there doing everything, making sure that our little video signal is coming out to everybody, including, I know, you know what actually would be a good camera angle? Would be an over-your-shoulder camera angle
Yeah.
that showed the screens.
yeah, that would be cool.
Because then you could see what you were working on. I think people would be interested in that,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
do
little
too.
production. Like, it takes a, you know, we're somewhere in between. Like, I should explain to people where we are a little
Yeah.
bit. Like, we are something in between, like, a full-blown Hollywood state-of-the-art studio and then some, like, home idea of what a home studio could be. Like, that's sort of one end of the spectrum. The other end of the spectrum is, like, full-blown Hollywood. And we are kind of, I would say, middle to the frontier of that. Like,
Yeah.
we have multiple cameras. They're 4K cameras. If you're into this kind of stuff, we have Sony cameras and Canons, and we have a
do it
3-point
all.
light kit. Yeah, it's a whole production down here at but we are in the basement or the subterranean, climate and temperature controlled subterranean studio A here of ModPod, which is at a house.
Sergey thinks you should do a hot tub stream from the hot tub.
I think we should as well.
Or
The
from
reason
pool.
I love that idea is because it would mean we had a hot tub.
Right.
So
A pool stream, pool live.
Oh, if we could go to the pool.
Yeah.
We should totally do that.
On a
Maybe.
Friday, we can have a pool day.
I actually think people would be. Oh, what time is it?
I won't wear a swimsuit on the stream.
Here's what you. Neither will I. So yes, clothing optional.
Clothing. Clothes are
Just like
none. Anything
Mariah
is
said, I will
fine.
not wear a swimsuit, and what I heard was totally nude.
Yeah, I'll just be nude.
Exactly. We're all gonna be naked.
Yeah, we'll just get banned from Twitch. It's fine.
I just lost my train of thought. I was about to ask you something.
Do you need a remember all?
Yes.
I keep bringing it back to Harry Potter. I have an issue.
Is remember all a Harry
Remember
Potter
all-
thing to remember something you've forgotten?
Yeah. A remember all is like a tiny
Hmm.
little ball, and it will basically show you what you're forgetting.
Do you eat it?
No, it just shows you.
Oh.
Kind of like a mini crystal ball.
Huh?
Yeah.
Could you do what? Did they ever eat anything fun on Harry Potter?
Oh yeah.
What kind of things? Did they eat?
Definitely. They have the craziest food because they have feasts, and it's like intense.
In their big like
It's very-
cafeteria.
They're like huge on tables, and the food just appears, and it's
Mm.
like, I mean, huge, and like I don't know, but it's really extravagant and over the top, but which I think adds to the magical.
So
aspects.
like say your significant other was watching and he was thinking of a birthday idea for next year or 30 or
Ooh.
some big moment.
Ooh.
He could do something where like you had a dinner party and I mean, I know I can design this. I don't know if anyone can, but you can create a sheet moment where like a sheet comes down and you're like, oh, what's happening? But you use it to recreate a Harry Potter moment of a feast just appearing in front of you.
That's so cool.
I mean, there's a button for that.
You can make so much money off that.
I do think that, actually.
Yeah.
Now that
Anything
I'm
Harry
realizing
Potter
how
themed,
deep the Harry Potter stuff goes.
You
yeah.
can, yeah.
Do you think there's
endless.
like, do you think that when you think about fandom, like you think about Lady Gaga's fans,
Yeah.
and Katy Perry's fans,
Uh-huh.
you too, Harry Potter, like,
Potterheads.
Potterheads, kitty cats, Swifties, little monsters,
Yeah.
fans everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that there are some fans that are more intensely devoted to their fanship role? I'm trying to use the right language. Do you think that do you think that when people feel attached to something from a fan level, that it's equal? Or do you think that some projects, because of the nature of their complexity or their, like just how detailed they are, or just how much of pop culture and society they take up, create fans that are even more devout and more
Yeah.
intense?
I think there is like probably a top tier group of people or things that have those fans. And I think some groups might have more, but I think the energy is the same. And then there are different kinds of fans. Like, I don't think maybe I'm wrong. I was going to say Game of Thrones has a huge fan base. Huge. But I wouldn't consider that the same as like the Harry Potter fan base.
No.
It's different energy.
Oh, and also I think a little bit different age group.
Yeah.
Like I feel
except for the people that loved Harry Potter are at the age to love Game of Thrones.
that. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So there's a nucleus. There's
Yeah.
like a big group, but then people like me, because I consider myself a Harry Potter person. Sorry, a Game of Thrones
You
person.
will be a Harry Potter person.
I will be a
soon.
Harry Potter person. I actually will.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss out.
Yeah.
Like you and I can go to Universal after work tonight.
Oh.
And make memories. Like I'm down.
Let's go. Get
Seriously,
a pass. Get a pass.
I would do it. I could call.
You can film there.
There's all kinds of things you
Well,
can do in entertainment.
You can film there casually on a phone. You couldn't bring in like a camera crew, but we could film so much content.
But
there.
yeah, exactly.
With
No.
we can bring a lapel.
So our point is, you can become a fan of something and really like jump in,
Yeah.
like all feet in. I do think that I think there's things that we could become fans of. I'm gonna get a little deep here for
I love
just
it.
1 second. So in society right now, there is a huge amount of division. It's undeniable. Red states, blue states, pro this, anti that, this Republican, Democrat, like we're just divided. And so much of that division, I think, comes from people characterizing things in terms of teams. Because in America, we are team oriented. Like, I can't remember it. I'm 45 and born in 1976. Coming up through the education system in the 1980s and 90s, I cannot remember a time in my life where there wasn't some team I was supposed to be rooting for. Like, this was our team. Whether it was our home school, because it was the high school or it was a school I attended, or if it was some football team that my parents loved because we came from that state. Like, and you see it now play out on the global stage in other bad ways. Like what's happening in the Ukraine and Russia, that's team events. Like we're this team, and it feels good, right? Because so many of us are anti. Like that, what Russia is doing is really difficult to understand, and so there's a lot of like, oh my God, our two teams in the United States, the Democrats and the Republicans, are finally coming together into one team. Like, but all of this team mentality, what it does is I think it undermines a little bit the fact that usually the response to a given question is not one or the other. It's a list of things. Like there's a lot of gray. Then that's what my worry is that we are constantly training young Americans to be team oriented actually contributes to the division of our current state. Like we should actually, rather than teach people to be so team oriented, start teaching people to be part of groups that celebrate each other and are not competing against each other. Like I know we haven't talked a lot about this, but this is something I've been thinking about lately, is that there's something to be said for that. Like we are not always competing.
Right.
Like there's ways in which Americans are just 100% on the same page. And it would be great to get us all on that page more often, especially when we're dealing with things like we are right now.
Yeah. And it's so true, like the team thing. And it's always two sides.
Always.
It's always just this and that. Nothing else.
Right.
It's like in reference to the war, I am on Ukraine's team and I'm also on innocent Russian civilians team.
Which we've talked about.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
it's like, why are we, like you're saying, like dividing so much? And it is true, like at such a young age, we do that. Like, okay, and I can remember being in elementary school, like, okay, we're splitting up in the room into two teams. Like, you're the red team, you're the blue team. It's always that.
Always.
It's always been that. It's crazy.
But it doesn't have to be.
Right?
And on team Ukraine versus Russia right now, even though you feel like you're on two teams, Ukrainians and defenseless like Russians are
Right.
the people who are really suffering.
Right.
It's really you're on the side of the innocent.
Right.
Like that, you're on team innocent. There's an innocent
100%.
team right now in terms of what we're doing, and then the guilty team. And the guilty team is the bad guys, and that's Putin and the oligarchs that surround him. And then the innocent team is the good guys, and that's all of the other like 99% of Russians and all the Ukrainians who are victims right now of these bad guys. I don't know I don't even know how Putin sort of
Power trip.
defends what he's doing. Like it's
Yeah.
really hard to understand, except that I guess he never really came to terms with the Soviet Union collapsing in the early 90s
Right.
and the whole bring down that wall moment that Reagan is so famous for. And has just this whole time been plotting to try to come back into power as a landmass and also as a power that has, I guess, way more influence and presence right now than Putin.
It's so
actually
crazy
has.
because the parallels between this and what happens in Harry
And Harry
Potter.
Potter. And Harry Potter.
I just
we brought it full
think-
circle.
I just
Ukraine,
think-
Harry Potter.
I just think it's so wild because everything you're saying, which is real, J.K. Rowling symbolic, because what's happening right now has happened before. And like we see dictators do this throughout our
Totally.
history. So we know the pattern, I guess. And Voldemort was the whole point, the whole preface of Harry Potter and why there's a war is because there are certain wizards and witches that do not like muggles and think that they're elite and they are more powerful and better than muggles.
Got it.
So they think that the fact that like the wizarding world is hidden from the muggle world, they should be the rulers.
It's like the vampires and all those movies that just want to kill all non-vampires.
Yeah, but they just want to rule them and
Got
be
it.
overpowering them. And then there are certain wizards and witches that believe that we are all equal and muggles are just as good and everything is fine. So there was like a lot of issues with wizards getting together with muggles and then having half babies, which Hermione is. Hermione's actually...
What's a half wizard,
She's not half, but she's a
muggle? A muggle lizard?
Well, wizards, there are a lot of wizards and witches also born into a family of non-wizards. So Hermione's parents are muggles.
Oh, okay, I see.
And so there's a chance down her like ancestry, there was magic and it just skipped a ton of generations and she ended up getting magic.
So is the overall takeaway from Harry Potter that you can't aspire to be something you're not? Like that you're either like are muggles, could there be a muggle who was like, I want to be a wizard and works on it?
You have to be born.
So it's a inherited trait.
Yeah, so it skipped her parents' gen, and so it's like a bad word. It's a mudblood. And so like some like
Things just got very serious in the studio. So mudbloods are clearly they carry some weight.
Yeah, it's a racist term. And so the like pure wizards, like Draco Malfoy is like the villain at Hogwarts, Slytherin, and he's like, you filthy mudblood, and it's like a really offensive thing to say because she has muggle parents.
Mudblood.
So it's like dirty blood.
Oh, I thought you were saying mug blood, like muggle blood.
Mud, like dirty blood.
Dirty blood, mud blood.
Because she has muggle blood in her
I feel like we can use that in
veins.
everyday life.
Yeah.
Next time someone cuts me off on the 101, I'm like, you mug blood.
But yeah, so it's the whole premise of the war and why it started was because Voldemort wanted to rule the Muggle world, and there was a bunch like Dumbledore did not want that to happen because he believed in equality and peace, and so there's the war. So it's about racism.
There's a lot of parallels.
Yeah.
Between so really, so who wins in the Harry Potter universe?
Harry Potter.
So then the Ukrainians are Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
But it is sad that so many Russian families are losing their loved ones to a war that they don't even know they're joining.
Gosh.
I mean, it seems, I don't know about you, but for me, it feels like unbelievable sometimes that we're going through this right now.
It does.
Like that. But then I also see that's a reflection of the bubble that we live in.
Right.
Like we're so used to the Americanized Western way of being, which is, could you imagine if the United States passed a law that was like, sorry,
Right.
CNN, you can only report what the White House puts out.
Right.
In America, based on our cultural standards and our history of democracy, we would flip out over that and it would never happen. But because this is literally what I learned from Serge last week, was that he made me understand it in a way that I'd never understood it, which is we think of things our way, the American way. Imagine living in a world where your entire life there's been a supreme leader or somebody who has like been in power, and this is your life. Like you're learning the school songs, you're living your life every single day, and so there's a sense of patriotism, and there's a sense of patriotism rooted in the way that you came up, which happened to be by an autocrat, like somebody who had all the power. So how hard would it be now in this moment to be like, no, you're not actually speaking on behalf of all the rest of us. We need to separate ourselves from you and not let you do this anymore. It would be impossible. Like it would feel like, no, this is like, everything they're saying is true. The government is telling us what they're telling us is true. And so you would have all of these conflicted feelings. And so I sort of understand a little bit better now why there aren't more Russians. Like if you grew up in a way that it was always lies and the government around you was ultimately powerful, you had nothing to say. Like if you do, you'll get arrested, you know. Like if you're grown up steeped in that culture, like that's really like it's understandable to know why people aren't doing more.
Yeah, and that's how it's been in the Middle East too for so long, and that's what my dad always says to me, like how he'll be like, you have no idea what it was like growing up over there, like,
right.
And just the stories and stuff, it's really sad.
But also what a reflection on the way that we do grow up.
Yeah.
Like the big takeaway here, whether you're Republican or Democrat or all the other bullshit in between, America was a good way to grow up. Like to think that like it's so bizarre for us to think what's happening right now in Russia because we've been so steeped in so much democracy for so many years. Like we know if they tried to pass a law right now out of DC that said that the only thing that news stations could report on was what the press release was from the White House, America would flip out.
Yeah, there would be protests for sure.
Because we've been steeped in a highly democratic world.
Yeah.
But in Russia, they came from the Tsars, and not just, and there was a time when the Russian Tsars, the Romanov family, and these various historical figures were the most powerful people on the planet.
Yeah.
And so if you think about that history coming down and wanting to be part of that, you were the winning team. And then the truth is now those things aren't there anymore. Russia is no longer the winning team. There is actually some value in Russian people saying, enough is enough.
Right.
But the ability to do that is completely compromised by all of this. Yeah.
I know. People that are protesting in Russia are going missing.
Yeah.
Like, who knows what else? Like
what happened to the young woman who came out on the news with that
I don't even know
sign?
what they figured out.
We'll get Serge on. He'll tell us what's up.
Yeah. But yeah, like I've seen so many things about that people are like, I haven't been able to find this person. Like, who knows what's happening? And also, like, who really knows what's going on deep in there? Because, like, we don't know.
And we really don't know, too.
We really don't know.
And that's the thing that's a little scary. It's like, I don't know if you, Mariah, have done this, but through all this, once you start to realize, like, countries can totally influence the way their population understands facts.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And then I started thinking, is that happening to us? Like, is there another reality in the world? But why we're protected against those thoughts is that of the 140 to 60 nations around the country, all but 5 have condemned what Russia is doing in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
China, Syria, Iran, North Korea, Russia. That's who hasn't condemned it from the United Nations. All the other countries have condemned it. So we're not in that world. We're not in this headspace where, there's like, who knows who the good guys or bad guys are. Like there's people going into a country that's sovereign, killing their people, hoping to take their land and making it part of your country. That's war. That's empire building. That is not protected by the laws that surround the Geneva Convention, which create the way we're supposed to handle war. Right. And Putin is a war criminal.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. So it's all going to come back. And I think, don't you think that one of the big takeaways of all of this, in our Wizards hat, on our Harry Potter day, which I know, I feel like it's coming to an end. Don't you feel like part of it is that they just don't have the same resources or understanding in places where they haven't been steeped in democracy for years? For me, what I really took away from Serge's visit last week was trying to put myself in the frame of mind of a person who was raised in a place that doesn't have the liberties that we have in the United States.
Yeah.
If you were raised that way and you've always believed that, like, I could tell when he was here, he was worried about, like, in the United States, saying something that's going out over any kind of public way, I might be called, this might come back to me.
Oh, yeah.
In the United, like, he's worried about it here. It's like, so I think about what it means.
Well, and he talked about his family there.
Right.
So.
And hopefully we didn't put his name up. His name's John Smith. Look it up.
John Smith.
So, but you know what I'm saying?
No, but yeah.
If there's, he's that worried, he's showing that concern now. What does that mean for what it must feel like there? Like, it must feel like you're constantly going to go to jail if you
Always
do the
looking
wrong
over
thing.
your shoulder.
Exactly. Like, there's
Always.
always something. Yeah.
It's ruling by fear.
And you think about those terms, and now we think about what the public of the Russia was like coming into Ukraine, and now this leader who they've only known for the last 20, however many years he's been president, and they're victims. Like the Russian people right now are victims as well.
Yeah.
They're not going to be best served by this. And if anything that we've seen on the public stage, on geopolitically, this has just united the West.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this has made all of the, like, I think Finland and Ukraine and all the states that were not part of NATO, like, if anything's going to happen after this is all said and done, it is going to be a freaking iron wall of NATO.
Yeah.
Like, even the north of the Baltic states, like up in Finland, like, those were not countries that were part of NATO. And now they're probably saying, if this, we're next.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's what I was thinking. Like, what's next? That's scary, but
I don't know.
don't want to get into that.
Not today.
Not today.
Not on a Friday show. We can do that on a Tuesday show.
Not
So
today.
I need to ask you a question.
Okay.
What time is it?
It is 4:37.
Okay. Well, that's not bad.
Yeah.
We went a stretch.
Yeah.
I like it. I've always said we'll go as long, we go over 3 hours
yeah.
all the time when the entertainment is there. And then I've also said if it's not there, we'll just relax.
Yeah.
And we can do
Or
that
chill.
on this Friday, this
Cool.
one day. So,
Whew.
anything to add? Harry Potter?
If you have not read the books, I highly suggest reading the books. Watch the movies. Read the books first, I would say. Actually, it doesn't matter. Do either. Because you can watch the movies first and then read the books, and you have visuals in your mind.
Did the books help you feel more included?
Yes.
Because they shine such a light on the difference. Like, there's people who are different.
Yeah. I mean, Harry was the weird kid because he grew up for years without knowing he was a wizard. He didn't know he was a wizard until he was older. So,
Which is like a witch, right?
yeah. So wizards are male and witches are women. So female.
But are non-binary.
They don't got that name yet.
Are they
Maybe there is someone. I'm sure has come.
Are
up
they
with something.
witchards?
Yeah, witchards.
Or are they?
it's probably like
Wizitches?
Wizitches. That's cool.
I'm a wizitch.
Ooh, I want to be a wizitch.
Yeah,
That
that's
sounds
something in
cool.
between.
Yeah, but
Laddies and gentlewomen and humans in between.
yes, but yeah. So, witches and wizards. I don't even know what I was saying.
Yeah. No, you're making a point.
Oh
about-
yeah, but yeah, like his cousin made fun of him every day for being this weirdo, and he didn't know why. Like, why does no one like me? Why don't I fit in? And then he's like, oh, it's because like I'm a wizard and I'm supposed to be in this world with these people, and he doesn't learn that until he's a preteen. So
It's kind of like us.
yeah, I think
A lot of us,
I think
it's
that's
an
why a lot of
identity.
people related. Like at 10, you're like, I don't fit in either. What the heck?
I think there's not enough said about how much children are searching for identity.
Yeah.
Like they're looking for who am I
Mm-hmm.
in this world? And once you know that, it helps you sort of answer a bunch of other questions.
Yeah.
And I think Harry Potter, what it did for like an entire, I don't even want to say generation because I think it's multiple
I think
generations
it's multiple generations
now.
as well.
Like
I would agree.
Like I just missed it. Like literally in 1998 when the first Harry Potter movie came out.
Book.
That too.
2001, the first movie came out.
Yes. So, but at night, okay. So back when I was a child in college, and the Harry Potters, I was literally just transitioning from university to real life.
Right.
And it's not the era when you read Harry Potter.
Yeah. And like when the book first came out, it was for sure like aimed towards younger kids.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. So.
And I see it now.
Yeah.
What I see, like the passion about
Yeah.
it, and I'm like, that's downtown. That's not downtown. That's what's going. There's like 11 different story points happening in this
Yeah.
one photo. That kind of passion is.
Yeah.
It only comes from a place where, like, I don't know what the politics are around J.K. Rowling right now,
Right.
but I know that there's a genius level of imagination there.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that like a average person just was like, oh, I'm going to create all like the intricacies of Harry Potter. Like, this is almost one of those worlds that could have its own language,
It does.
like the,
Parcel tongue.
oh, and there you go. And what's it called? Parcel tone?
It's snake language.
How
But
do you say
there are certain...
Thank you for joining us on Gals,
sounds
Gays,
like
and Days
this.
today.
Ah. That's my
Okay,
impression.
that gave me full-on goosebumps down my spine.
Thank you.
Oh,
only
come on.
only certain wizards and witches can speak it.
Okay.
Harry is one of those. So.
Well, you look like Harry.
And so is Voldemort.
Harry and Mariah.
Wonder what that means.
I don't know. It could be.
You're gonna watch the movies and figure it out.
I'm gonna watch all 8 movies this weekend, I think.
I think next week we're gonna hear all. You got to video certain reactions.
If I fully, I
Especially
think this is
the
next
end.
Friday. In
Right.
between now, I have 1 week to
1
watch
week to
8
watch 'em.
movies and then record myself reacting to moments.
Let
I actually
me-
am excited about this.
Let me know when you watch movie 6.
Oh, is that your special one?
No, but I want you to take a video.
Is
of
that the
yourself.
Phoenix?
It's the Half-Blood Prince.
Half-Blood Prince.
There's something in there that I think we need your reaction on camera. So
Oh,
yeah.
Drag queens, great, love them.
Yeah. And there's Harry Potter. Okay, Harry Potter drag brunches are huge in the US. They're everywhere. And yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
There are Harry Potter drag brunches.
Brunches.
So drag queens dressed like characters from Harry Potter.
You're sipping a mimosa, eating some
I
breakfast,
feel like
and there's
we need the explosion icon. Like,
and there was one dressed as Rita Skeeter who is this like really sassy journalist in the Harry Potter world, and this queen killed the outfit. Oh my god. And someone was recording it, and she was like writing something because she's a journalist, and then threw it on the person's table, and they took a video, and it just said "fuck J.K. Rowling" on it.
meh, meh.
It was so funny, but
That
I was
is
like, because
funny.
J.K. Rowling would hate that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
So it's interesting how this world that was born from this mind could take on sort of a life of its own.
Yeah.
And become even more understanding and inclusive than the mind that created it.
it is really crazy because
It's-
that's what like her.
Because I don't
Hermione-
think anything I've heard from you or Becky or anybody else that I know is steeped in like Harry Potter culture, none of you would ever be like anti-trans.
No.
Or because it falls in that category of acceptance.
It doesn't make sense. The two don't go together.
I wonder if there's more to the story for that reason.
Maybe,
Like
but-
as a journalist, you would wonder like, because it doesn't track. Like it doesn't. Like for J.K. Rowling to have a cancel moment over being, because I guess we can go into this more in the future, but something along the way, she conveyed to an entire population of people that she was enough anti-trans to be canceled.
Yeah.
I don't know the details, but
she said trans people like it's not. She doesn't believe that trans is a real thing. Like it doesn't exist. It's just a made up thing.
So crazy to me.
So that's her mindset. I don't know.
It must make you feel a little bit sad as a Harry Potter fan.
Oh, for sure. I remember the day that that happened, and I was like shocked. I had no idea that that's what her standpoint would be. And Daniel Radcliffe went out and made a statement. Like,
I just feel like there's something more to this. I feel like we're missing something. It just
but
seems
even
so odd.
like Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, all are against J.K. Rowling, and like.
I mean, this woman grew up in her, not grew up, but like spent years in her car. Like I remember the J.K. Rowling. Her story is famous.
Well, I
she
thought
literally was unhoused,
Yeah.
writing Harry Potter like out of her car
That's
with
why,
a child.
And she was a billionaire, and she lost her billionaire or millionaire, I don't know, but she lost her status because she donated so much to charity. And I'm like, I don't understand how all of that, but then you can
doesn't
still have that
track-
mindset. But Daniel Radcliffe said, like, please,
Because you can't
please
think
don't let
that trans people don't
ruin-
exist.
I know.
It's just
'Cause they
not
do.
it's not
They're
an
right in front
option,
of you. They're there.
I don't.
Here.
But
To say the word exist is so offensive. It's
what we're dealing
Horrible.
with in Florida right now.
Yeah.
This whole "don't say gay" law is literally about basically saying gay people don't exist.
yeah.
And we want kindergartners through third graders to believe that it doesn't exist.
Someone said too, I saw someone on TikTok, they were like, if you look at the kindergarten through third grade curriculum, there's nothing in there about sex. So she's like, and whatever. And she was like, so ask yourself, why are they making this bill in the first place?
Right.
It's just strictly a homophobic
Exactly.
bill.
It's
That's what it
literally to
is.
say, we're not saying this is a problem. We're not saying there's any measurable data that this has created any problems for families in Florida. But we want to introduce this legislation because on some level, we know the subtext of this legislation is if you can't teach something to a child, it's because it's bad.
Exactly.
That is what it is. And it's fucked up. And I really hate it. And it makes me feel it's the most offensive of all the stuff that's come down over these years, this is one of the most offensive things because I was
Yeah.
a school teacher.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, I used to make kids write 100 sentences of what the actual proper use of the word gay is
Yeah.
because they would misuse it all the time. Like, that's so gay, using gay as a pejorative that is a synonym for unpleasant or
Right.
weird or,
Uncool.
yeah, exactly, which is not the proper use of the word. So as a humanities teacher, I would make them write those things. And to think that now we have an entire state and people like educated people like DeSantos coming out saying that we don't think that the gay experience is worth mentioning to kindergartners is essentially saying, I'm going to keep fighting for all of us denying that you all
Yeah.
exist.
You don't exist.
Exactly.
My niece and nephew actually live in Florida.
Well, thank goodness.
And-
hopefully they vote the right way.
Well,
in
my
the
niece and
future.
nephew they're young. And so I'm like, what, could they not be like, my aunt is bi? Is that not allowed?
Right.
What? Like,
The good news about all of this is that the long arm of history bends towards justice.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact is, we know that like it doesn't matter if it's 1900 in the Gilded Age, 2022 in the present, or 2100 in the future. There will be gay people. There will be lesbians, transgender, queer people who identify in all
Probably
sorts of different
way
ways.
more,
Because as
too.
long as there are humans, there will be queer people.
Yeah.
And so so we should coexist. Like, let's all get together. The idea that we're just going to force entire American states to not teach anybody about the existence of these people and hope that that somehow translates into those people not existing. Fuck you.
and to believe that
Like,
gay
honestly,
people existing
sorry,
is about
kids.
sex.
Hope that that's bleeped out everywhere that it matters. But yeah, it's really fucking insulting, and I'm really sick of like listening to legislatures from different states trying to word things in a way that is anything other than, we don't believe that gay people, children ought not to hear about the gay experience because they're somehow going to be influenced to become gay. That is
Yeah.
so insulting.
And the arguments are all like, kids shouldn't be learning about sex. I'm like, who said anything about sex?
And then why also,
said that? No one.
By the way, did sex not happen for the previous 300 years between heterosexual people? Do we make laws that stop teachers from explaining what heterosexual sex is? Like, we don't do this. We don't expect our kindergarten teachers, our third grade teachers, or anyone in between to be explaining any kind of sexual activity to children. Like,
And-
nobody has ever expected that,
Yeah.
straight or otherwise. So this notion that and law needs to be put into place so that we stop teachers from somehow hurting children.
Mm-hmm.
Not the children of gay parents, by the way, because those children would love that lesson.
My goodness. And you're telling me that they're not like,
It's very, very,
I
very,
imagine
very
at
difficult.
kindergarten, first, second grade, third grade, they're watching like, you're gonna have a movie day.
Mm-hmm.
Is that movie not gonna include some heteronormative propaganda? It is.
I
Because
mean,
every single piece of media that, especially that we show to children,
mm-hmm.
has heteronormative.
their starting
deals.
point, the only way you can make this argument and sleep at night is if your starting point is everyone's born straight.
Yeah.
And their way of believing is righteous somehow, and everybody else is some kind of evil deviant. Like, we're all
Exactly.
meant to just not exist because it somehow compromises your heteronormative world.
Yeah.
Like, the world is not heterosexual
Right.
exclusively.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is majority. Like, what's the word? The majority of the world is heterosexual. I would say that, but there is a vast amount of gray, and then there's this whole black area.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people like me are not heterosexual at all. Like,
Yeah.
I'm 100% homosexual, but there are a ton of people in between. And what these rules and does is it just continues to, it's this group of people who are so worried that the truth of the spectrum of sexuality is going to get out there in a way, and people are going to start to say, oh, yeah. So my experience of sexuality does not exist as a singular point,
Yeah.
but rather is it in this huge gray area that compromises the values of tons of people, because in their worldview, people are one way or another, and they're all supposed to be this one way.
Yeah. I would even argue that I
So
think the
stupid.
majority of humans are fluid but they didn't grow up. We don't grow up in a space to think freely enough to think that that's an option. So many people live their life like, I am straight, because you can be straight and still like, or not have labels and be somewhere in the middle. I honestly think a lot of people are on the spectrum, but they just think that being straight is what they are because they don't know there's other options.
Or the other inclinations they've had on their spectrum are the ones that are plagued in society as abnormal.
Right.
And so they just go with the majority one. They're like, oh, I do feel this. I feel an attraction to men. I'm a woman. I'm just going to lean into that.
Yeah, like might as well. It's too much to even think about it.
Things that we're saying right now, by the way, are resonating with people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you're watching right now, if you're watching this on demand, whatever, like, because this is the truth. Like, people are not all one thing sexually. Like, sexual orientation exists on a spectrum. Anybody who knows anything about life will agree. If you are trying to argue that it is one or the other, either you're heterosexual or you're somehow a deviant, you're wrong. You're broken, and you're the one who needs to work on that, not us. The rest of the world is starting to understand ever more that that sexuality exists on a spectrum. We are not one thing or another. It isn't a black or white society, but rather, something like that doesn't need to be defined as a particular point on a spectrum. Like it's something in between, or maybe it's this 1 week and that 1 week. It doesn't matter, because we don't believe that there's a morality behind it. That's the real thing, is that people have this argument because they think that they're defended morally,
right?
But they're wrong. Yeah. Like, it isn't morally reprehensible to reject a person because of the way they are born naturally. To force people, I know I get into my little soapbox.
No, but like, how is that morally correct to judge people and resent them?
No.
Like, how does that fit? Like,
it isn't. That's what I keep saying to people. I'm like, do you want to live like anybody who is not in support of the LGBTQ plus community? All I have to say to you is, good luck. Like, we're not going anywhere. Like, this society is not breaking up. Like, we are here to stay. We've been here since the beginning of time. If you think that somehow your way of being is naturally better, you're the one who's thinking about things the wrong way, because what we're defending is the right for anybody to be who they were naturally, to be born into the skin they're walking in, and to be able to live that way honestly and naturally. That's the greatest gift of my experience, and I hope that of the show, like, is just to let people be who they're going to be. Like, just be.
I think that's
a good place to go out.
I think that was like the perfect thing to say. Yeah.
Well, then we'll see you next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Tuesday. Business Up Front, Gals, Gays, and Days. Subscribe, like, and notify.